Megan Fox has the story.
Megan Fox. Megan Fox.
Megan Fox.
Megan Fox. Megan Fox, a national journalist.
Mastodon. I will never be able to say that.
It feels like the Flintstones live there.
It does.
Well, don't trust women. I think you just touched on that with your last. That's what they brought. We're going to have to bring back chaperones.
Jesus, no.
Just careful. Stop! Break! Ooh. Hard right.
How did you screw up a stove, Megan? You're a woman. I thought that was baked into you, like at the genetic level, how to operate kitchen equipment.
And honestly, Megan, if you don't like it, I'm sorry. I've been very nice to you.
You got Dino hanging out outside chewing on a large bone. I highly recommend being targeted by the New York Times and Rolling Stone for weight loss. And I'd say, keep it coming. I need to lose 20 more. Please, keep it coming.
Explain to me, Megan, why did this country not have a holiday once a year? That's the time you vote. If you don't show up and vote, up your ass. You don't get another chance. You don't get, I don't care if you're in the hospital. Crawl to the stake, crawl there. But that's it, 1 day, 12 hours, and then you're done. And you count them that day, and that night you know who the hell won.
I will eat you alive. You want to tangle? You want to go?
The only thing going through my head is, what are you going to do when Megan Fox runs wild on you, brother?
He made a deal with the devil. She's the devil.
He wants that.
Oh, God. Gross! Oh! All right. Penalty box for slug. Yep.
Of a mile.
Are you ready to behave yourself now, slug?
This frustrating rep.
Are you ready to behave yourself? Repossessed puppies. I'm hiding pork chop. ASAP. Have you seen his little pork chop? Oh my God, pork chop is the cutest.
That sounds bad.
Have you seen it?
Pork is pork.
Though you may be tempted, do not contact any person or persons mentioned on this stream. Do not even think about contacting anyone who may be the topic of the daily news. If you should do that, the host will question your IQ, possibly call you names, and mock you for disobeying these basic rules of decency.
All the best.
Hey, everybody, I'm back. And yeah, so much has happened on all fronts. I mean, every story that I'm following has been insane. And of course, that always happens when I go away. Whenever I go away, the proverbial shit will hit the fan. It is a rule of life that everyone just needs to get used to. And I should take more vacations because then things happen. And what has happened in the Lolyer Owens case, if you are not up to date on that case and you don't know who Lolyer Owens is, thank your lucky stars. No, I'm just kidding. If you want to get caught up, Lolyer Owens is the pregnancy faker who has, she faked a pregnancy with the bachelor, Clayton Echard, and she got caught. And she got caught doing it to three men. Not just Clayton Echard, but there were two others and possibly a fourth. And now she's being criminally indicted. If you hear saws in the background, my neighbor is doing things and I have the window open because it's nice and cool in New York today. So I have to keep the windows open. All right. So here's the crazy part, though. So David Gingras, so Laura's being indicted, right, on 7 felonies. She's facing jail, serious jail time. I think they may be adding felonies. We'll see what happens. But she's facing jail for fraudulent schemes, perjury, fabricating evidence, all kinds of things. And here's the thing. In the middle of all of this, she decided it would be a good idea to re-up her fraudulent restraining order in California against Mike Maraccinni. Now, those of you who've been following this, you all know who Mike Maraccinni is. If you are not following it, he's one of the previous victims who did not get a bunch of media play because he wasn't anybody famous, but she did this same thing to him. And he has a lot of proof. I mean, a lot of proof. We raised money for his laptop to be looked at by a professional to extract all the information that, the text messages from Laura to him. And there were faked medical documents on there. Which is crazy because in court in Maricopa County in Arizona, she testified that the documents on Mike's computer, the ones that said she had ovarian cancer and oophorectomy and all of this other stuff, she said that they were faked, that they weren't real and they weren't her medical records. Now, in this new restraining order, and I need to just get to it, she's going to claim that those are all real medical records. I mean, this woman is diabolical. She's never going to stop. She's never going to stop. And she really needs to go to jail. And I hope to God that when the sentence is handed down, I hope that this is the reaction that she has. Now, those of you who've been following, there's some crazy stuff going on in the news. There are cases that I need to start following, including this one. This is great. I freaking love this. There's so much going on everywhere. Lolly was on the stand today for another case. So Proctor is just screwing up cases all over Boston. There's so much going on that I need to catch up on. But this one was great. Here is a woman who stalked her boyfriend so badly. 27-year-old Hannah Freeman was accused of following her ex-boyfriend to work at least 33 times in a single month. She was also accused of breaking into his car and stealing over $1,000 worth of items. During this sentencing, the judge went off script and decided to give her jail time, which is not what her attorney had made a deal for. And she had a meltdown. We've got to watch this because this is how I imagine Laura Owens is going to be the day that she gets sentenced to jail time, because I do see jail time coming for her. So let's pull this up on the screen. And the volume is very bad. Don't yell at me. It's not my fault. It is the way this was recorded. Oh my God, it's another vocal fry. I regret that. I took steps that night and I regret them. She doesn't look very regretful, does she? Look at the smirk on her face. She's like, I'm so pretty. I'm going to get away with this. No one is going to put me in jail. And you will not see me here again.
I'm going to place you on 18 months of community control. You'll be ordered to have no contact with Mr. McKenzie, the victim in this case.
Wait, what do you mean there's no sound?
You are to wear a G.
There should be sound. I know it's low. You're going to have to put your headphone. Hold on. Maybe I didn't share the sound. Hold on. That would be annoying. I've been gone a while. What can I say? No, the audio tab is on. How can there be no sound? This is so bizarre. The audio tab is on. Let's try it again. Those of you who are saying you can't, if some of you are hearing it, some of you aren't, put your headphones in.
GPS device for the first 90 days.
He's putting her on GPS.
Work release. You'll be ordered to undergo mental health counseling, particularly to establish healthy boundaries. And you will serve the first 7 days of this term of probation in our county jail. You are ordered remanded. You didn't agree with me, Mr. Finley, and I am charged with sentencing.
Oh, this is so great. We had an agreed plea. Well, you didn't agree with me, and I'm the one in charge of sentencing. Yeah, he only gave her 7 days in jail. Only 7 days. And even at 7 days, her attorney is arguing. And look at her face. I love this judge too. Whoever this judge is, dude, I want to watch his courtroom. This fight he gets into with this lawyer. Oh boy. If you're an attorney, I suggest you do not do this to a judge. Watch this.
You don't like the sentence?
No, because we don't like the way the court has interpreted the facts.
Mr. Kinlan, did you talk to me about sentence before you pled your client?
You were not available.
I'm available all the time, Mr. Kinlan. You chose to plead your sentence, your client.
We only met with you one time, John. At this point, we'd ask.
Oh, he's
I'm
mad.
offended that you would make the insinuation here that I don't work enough. Didn't ask me. Sorry.
Please not no leave volunteer.
Your bad practice is not my problem.
Ooh. I want her remanded and we're done. Oh God, I love this guy. I want her remanded and we're done. Now watch the meltdown. What did the judge say on his way out? Wait, he said something. Did he say, don't do that on the cameras? Wait, let me hear that. Don't do that in front of the cameras. Don't do that in front of the cameras because the judge knows it's going to go viral. Yep. Well, at least they didn't have to drag her out. At least she pulled herself together enough to walk out. I really hope that this is the reaction we get when Laura Owens is sentenced to jail, because I do believe that that's what's coming for her. And now that she has opened up this thing in California again, she has now submitted herself to the jurisdiction of California. So let's get to it because there are a lot of pages and I want to make sure that I get through it because this is going to take a while. All right, so let me remove that. Yeah, she didn't go out in cuffs. I thought it was interesting that they didn't put her in handcuffs. Maybe it was because she, got up and walked and was behaving a little bit. But Judge, I'm an influencer princess. God, she really thought she was going to get at 7 days. I could do 7 days in the county jail. Come on. I mean, I wouldn't want to do 7 days at Cook County, but I could do 7 days at probably any other county jail. 7 days. So there's air conditioning and food. Like what 7 days is nothing. I mean, I think I could do 7 days at Sheriff Joe's tent city, frankly, in the Arizona desert. I can do anything for 7 days. So speaking of Sheriff Joe, I retweeted that out and I said, geez, she's acting like she's being sentenced to tent city for a year with Sheriff Joe. Sheriff Joe liked my post. For real. I love him. Anyway, if you don't know what tent city is, you should look it up. Google it. It's really funny. And I would love to see Laura Owens remanded to tent city. It just doesn't exist anymore, unfortunately. 7 days at Long Beach County. I don't know. Is that bad? Is it bad there? I feel like I could do 7 days in the county jail. Like, I mean, maybe you get beat up or something. Hopefully not. I know. MG, isn't that unbelievable? Sheriff Joe Arpaio liked my post. And then he liked like 3 of them because I was talking about tent city. Isn't that great? I love him. Yeah, pink undies and green bologna. Yeah, but everybody talks about the harsh conditions that Sheriff Joe instated, but what they don't talk about is the fantastic opportunities that he provided for inmates who were well behaved. So he would do things like incentivize them for good behavior by saying, if you do these things, you'll get assigned to the county pound, where you work with animals and you learn how to be a vet tech, and then you get skills that you can use for the rest of your life. And so many of them went there and found jobs that they loved, that they continued doing it after they got out. I think that's awesome. And it also saved the county a bunch of money in employee fees, in salaries, because you only have to pay prisoners like $2 an hour or whatever. But they basically taught them how to be vet techs, and also working with animals is shown to help prisoners Working with animals helps everybody, right? Agreed, MG. That, prison should be a place that is not abusive, but is not a place you want to go. It should be a punishment. If it's not a punishment, then what are we doing? Some people just want to go there and live there forever. It should be punishment and rehabilitative. Yep, both. It should be both things. That is absolutely true. And I loved the way that Sheriff Joe did that. Frankly, I thought he was really good at it. And there were a lot of stories that came out of that prison of prisoners who said they never wanted to reoffend again, and that they had learned really good things while they were there. So yeah. All right, let's get to this. I'm going to skip over all the forms because there's just, I don't know if I need to redact stuff from the forms. I'm going to get straight to the declaration of Laura Owens. Now, here's the thing. Here's why I'm doing this today. Schnitzel Ninja made a video where she read this same thing. And David Gingras, Douche Canoe Esquire. Oh, you remember him. This guy. Snake Chorus guy. The snakiest lawyer south of, I don't know. Where is Arizona? The snakiest lawyer in Arizona. He filed a false copyright strike and had her video taken down. A copyright strike on a public document. She filed this in a California court. We make our living reading public court documents. And this idiot, yes, thank you, Tiffany, the snakiest lawyer west of the Mississippi. I got my geography. I got stuck on geography for a minute. He filed a false copyright takedown on Schnitzel Ninja just reading a public document. And he claimed, now this is something. He claimed that he owned the copyright to all of this. So is that an admission that he wrote it? Is it? And if it's not, if he didn't write it, then he lied. But he totally, completely filed a false copyright strike. You cannot copyright a public document that you are filing in a court. What? So, of course, I have to come on here and I have to read this. MG says, what copyright can he claim in a publicly filed pleading? Her name is on it, not his. Is he admitting to writing this? Yes, that's what I'm saying. I mean, there is allegedly there's an affidavit in here. I have not read this whole thing. There's an affidavit in here that he wrote. But even if he wrote the affidavit, it is filed in a public court. He cannot copyright this. He cannot do this. But here's why he did it. He's not going to do it to me. David, I dare you. I dare you to copyright strike this video. Do it. Well, I will fight you and I will win. And here's the thing. The only reason why he did it to Schnitzel is because he's trying to find out her location. He knows that if she fights this, it's going to give him her address, because you have to say to YouTube, you have to say, I'm going to fight this. This is fair use. And I invite this person who copyrighted me to sue me in court. And so in order to do that, you have to tell YouTube to release your information to the person who copyrighted you so that they can sue you in court. And then YouTube will release it. But Schnitzel can't do that. And he knows that because she obviously doesn't want to dox herself. Well, I got bad news for David Gingras. I've already been doxed. So come at me. You will lose. And it's bullshit. And you should let that copyright strike go because it's totally bullshit. You're a lawyer. You know better than this. You know better, David. Be better, as Jeff would say. Do you see Jeff staring at you, David? He's looking at you with a lot of disappointment because you should be better than this. You're an officer of the court. And I would like to remind you on behalf of Jeff that you should be better than this. All right. Do you see the disappointment in Jeff's eyes? Can you? All right. So here we go. I'm going to read this and I dare you, baby Jingy, to copyright strike this. Okay. Declaration of Laura Owens. My name is Laura Owens, Oh, by the way, just so you know, Super Tips is available and working. Oh, I should probably play the two that we have here. Hold on. If you want to support the show, you know how to send super chats, but you might not know how to send super tips. And Super Tips uses AI voices to read your super chats out loud on the stream, just like this. Let's see. Ryan Poole sent 5.
I couldn't think of anything funny, so I tried AI. The jokes it wrote were painfully unfunny. Please pretend I created a clever joke.
I can help. I'm really good at turning nothing into a joke. Just look at Ginger Ass and his reputation. He was nothing, and now he's a joke.
This is true. And Cynic in Chief, thanks for the 5.
I'm in Arizona. I'm going to get the pink undies.
That's better than what I'm going to get, Alligator Alcatraz.
That's why Tent City's back in the news, because of Alligator Alcatraz. All right, so if you want to try that, it is pinned to the top of the chat. You can just click on it and send a super tip. We have lots of fun voices. They are, of course, for satire and parody purposes only. They are not real. And anyone who believes they are real is an idiot, but they are not real. Just the tip, just the super tip. That's what she said. Oh, all right, stop it. Stop distracting me. I have to get to this. All right. Schnitzel Ninja. Yes. He's not going to copyright this. You watch and see. He will not copyright this. And if he does, he's in for the fight of his life. He will not get away with it. He will have to sue me, and then he will lose, and he will be humiliated, because this is the dumbest thing I've ever heard. Dumbest thing I've ever heard is somebody trying to copyright a public filing. There are 798 of you here. Make sure you hit that like and subscribe. My name is Laura Owens. If called to testify in court, I won't read the whole thing like that, I promise.
What?
I could and would testify to the following under penalty of perjury based on my own personal knowledge. I currently reside in Scottsdale. I am 35 years old. Summary of original petition and first renewal. In 2018, I filed a petition for an order of protection in this court against my ex-boyfriend, Michael Maraccinni. In this case number, attached as Exhibit A, is a copy of the declaration I submitted in support of my original petition against Mr. Maraccinni, explaining the reasons I asked for the original OOP. By the way, hello to all of you on Rumble. It's good to see you here. And also on Locals. meganfox.locals.com. The live chat is going. It's good to see you guys there as well. Number 4, my initial petition resulted in a 2-year stipulated OOP being issued by the court against Mr. Maraccinni on July 9th, 2018. A copy of the court's original order is attached hereto as Exhibit B. Bruce from Oregon. Good to see you, buddy. Glad to have you here in the chat. Justice for flattened, breaded, deep-fried meat entrees. I don't know what that means. I have a feeling I'm going to find out, though. I think it's in this filing. Oh, God. MG Law says, seems like this little harlot enjoys committing perjury. Well,
She lied.
we know she has lied. Yeah. How can one copyright a public document? One can't. Quick answer. You can't. It's ridiculous. You cannot copyright a court filing. Oh, my Lord. That schnitzel. Flattened, breaded, deep fried meat entrees. Got it. Schnitzel. Oh, that's very funny. But isn't there something about meat in this as well? Something my meat in like, aren't we going to get to some meat related joke in a minute? All right. Blah, blah, blah. In July of 2020, I filed a request in this court seeking to renew the OOP against Mr. Maraccinni. Attached as Exhibit C is a copy of the declaration I filed in support of that renewal request on September 11th. Oh, honk my meat. That's it. It's coming, though. It's coming. On September 11th, this court granted my request to renew the OOP against Mr. Maraccinni. A copy of the order granting a 5-year extension of the OOP is attached hereto as Exhibit D. This current order is set to expire July 10th, 2025 at noon. And by the way, Michael Maraccinni has a GoFundMe, and I am planning a fundraising stream with Dave Neal. But I do want you all to support his GoFundMe. And mods, if you have the link, please put it in the chat. I just don't have it on me at the moment. But we are going to be doing a very fun fundraising stream with Dave and friends. Hopefully, if people can make it, hopefully this week. I'm working out the details, but we are going to be raising that money for Mike Maraccinni to get the attorney he deserves to fight this ridiculous piece of shit filing. Not be, oh no, what happened? Oh no. My meat shall not be honked for less than 1,000. I hope I'm getting like a signal interruption. I hope you guys can still hear me. For the reasons explained below, I am now asking the court to renew the OOP against Mr. Maraccinni permanently and to refer him to the United States Attorney's Office for criminal prosecution based on his intentional violations of this court's order. Oh my God. She can't be the only one to get referred for prosecution. You see? She can't be the only one. She wants, by the way, isn't Michael Maraccinni's GoFundMe at like 10 grand already? Is it? I feel like it is. Let me see if I can find it. I feel like you guys have done an amazing job. Oh yeah, wait, let's see. Here it is. I feel like he's raised a bunch already. There it is. Yeah, it's over 10 grand, $10,460. So keep it going because he's probably going to need twice that. He's probably going to need about 20 to 25 to really fight this well. All right. For the reasons listed below, we got that summary of recent violations by Mr. Maraccinni. Now, this document is going to be packed full of lies. Let's see if we can find all the lies.
She lied.
Since the OOP was renewed in 2020, Mr. Maraccinni has violated it in several ways.
She lied.
Most of which relate to a different family law case I'm involved in here in Arizona called Owens v. Echard. Oh yeah, by all means, tell the judge about that. By all means. Have him look that up on Google. That'll go well for you. God, this woman. Briefly, the Owens v. Echard case here in Arizona involved a petition to establish paternity, which I filed in the Maricopa County Superior Court against a man named Clayton Echard. Mr. Echard and I were involved in a brief one-night relationship in May of 2023. After that experience, I tested positive for pregnancy. Oh, bitch, let it go. Let it go. Let it go. Let it go. Stop. Which eventually led me to file the paternity case against Mr. Eventually, you filed it within like a month. Good Lord. While the that's all a lie. While the paternity petition was pending, I believe I had a miscarriage.
She lied.
Which was later confirmed by an OBGYN facility called Mom Doc. No, it wasn't. It was not confirmed. There was no confirmation of any miscarriage. She self-reported and they were like, yeah, I guess you did miscarry. But they didn't have the facts. They had no sonogram. This is so bullshit. Oh man, this is going to take me a long time to get through, isn't it? Shit. Look at me, daddy. I'm a real criminal now. Have you guys heard that song? Because it's really, really good. I should have opened with that. Maybe we'll close with that. We'll close with Look at Me, Daddy. I can't look at the chat. I'm gonna get distracted. But Bruce says, I believe I had a miscarriage. I believe aliens abducted the twins. Yeah, exactly. I mean, MG, even if he did, let's say that Gingras did register this pleading with the Copyright Office. Who's going to be, you can't copyright, you can't say, I mean, maybe that would mean I wouldn't be able to like republish it, but I can surely read it. I mean, he's just absurd. It's totally absurd. Right. Maybe if she was using it in court or something. I don't know. I can't even think of a scenario where a copyright on a legal filing would be a thing. In fact, he was going on and on about this back when he was, representing her. Every time we would read his filings, he would make comments about how it's his content. It's his filing. Those are his words and he owns the copyright. It's like, yeah, but you filed it in public court. Anyone can read that document. And no one hears, I'm not claiming I wrote it. I'm clearly giving you the credit. But we have a fair use right to read it and comment on it. Yeah, Mary Coolcat says David Gingras is admitting he wrote LO's filing. I actually think it's more insidious. I think he's just lying and filing a false copyright strike, and he knows it. He knows it. And he knows that Schnitzel can't fight back unless she releases her mailing information to him. Not necessarily, Bruce. If he wrote it and files a copyright, doesn't that mean it's fraud for Laura to say that she's pro per in the Mike case? Not really. It depends on the state. But if you're pro se or pro per, you can get an attorney to help you. You can get an attorney to help you, but you're supposed to tell the court if you did. In most states, you'll have to look up California. I don't know what California's rules are, but there are some states where you do have to tell the court, and there are other states where you don't have to tell the court. Florida is one of the states where you do have to tell the court if you have an attorney helping you if you're pro se. They're allowed to do it, but you have to inform the court. All right, I have to stop looking at the chat or I'll never get through this. Wait, I think someone just emailed me an answer to a question about copywriting. Hold on. I think I got an answer to, can a lawyer copyright illegal filing? Let me see. Hold, please. Let's play Snake Chorus while we hold. Okay. Under California law, you can copyright your original legal pleadings. According to California lawyers, this is not done very often because most lawyers do not consider their legal pleadings as original works of fiction. And also because it's a douche canoe-y kind of move. This is from an attorney who's just sent me this. Suing to protect your copyrighted pleadings is allowed, but it is done by lawyers, usually the big IP and con law firms, who don't like other lawyers plagiarizing their hard work and original research, which is fair. Yeah, I don't see how this would apply to reading his filing and commenting on it, So like, yeah, I could see if you copied it and used it in your own filing, that would make sense. Without attribution, that would make sense, but this doesn't. In this, the lawyer goes on to say, in this instance, we all know the copyright strike is purely retaliatory, right? Schnitzel Ninja has posted Laura's embarrassing horse falls, her family's shady financial dealings, videos of various court appearances, recordings of her calls to police and FBI, police body cam footage, and other true cringeworthy material about her and Gingras for the past few years. So this is all about retaliation. Yeah, there's no way that this would stand up under any kind of scrutiny, but, she can't fight it unless she gives away personal information. Yeah, he did. He struck the entirety of the video, saying the entire video contained his copyrighted work. Liar. What a liar. I understand, Flux. I understand how he gets dumber and dumber. He's getting drunker and drunker. We all know this now after the DUI. If you didn't know, he got arrested in the first part of July for another DUI, just a few minutes away from her house in the dead of night, the day before she filed this. So, just saying. Is he going to strike me? Well, we'll see. I dare him. I dare you to do it. Do it. I want you to do it. Because I'm going to beat your ass in court over it. All right. And that'll be fun. That'll be really fun. Let's see. And he'll have to file in New York. So go for it. Oh, I've missed you guys. You're so funny. Cynic in Chief, thanks for the 5, says, if you're still looking for games to play, I've been having fun with Outbreak, a tornado chasing sim. Oh, I'll have to look into it. At 3 Poe Martin, thanks to the 2, RIP, Jeff still casting his legacy. It's true. Angel Wings 3109, thanks to the $5 super sticker. Appreciate that. And Just J Hip, my per se lawyer, thanks to the 2. She should have gone per se. Yes, perhaps. Shift Your Brains 2, thanks to the 5. Can anyone contact YouTube regarding the strike against Schnitzel Ninja that this was a public document? No, unfortunately, no one can help on her behalf. She would have to do it, and the only way she can do it is to release her information. That's the only way. Hang on one second. I have a... Oh, wait, honey, you didn't have to do that. Hang on. Thank you. Ah! Whoops. I dropped it. That's so funny. Mr. Fox had to just come in here to grab some medicine from the bathroom. And it was funny because I'm like, I heard someone open the door, but then I didn't hear any of it. He came crawling by me. So he was off camera. I was like, I can do it. I could have just turned the camera off. That poor man was just crawling. All right, let's see. All right, while the paternity petition was pending, we already read that part. After receiving this information, I took no further action to pursue the paternity petition against Mr. Echard, which resulted in the court setting the matter for administrative dismissal due to inactivity. Notice how she leaves out the entire part about how she went to how she threatened him that she was going to go to the press. Then she did go to the press, and that she fabricated sonograms, that she fabricated the moving sonogram, the picture, the video one. Like, what? She left out all of the part where she harassed him. She left out the hundreds and hundreds of emails that she sent him, threatening him and extorting him and all of the other crap she did, saying she's going to sue him for $1.3 million. She left all of that out. She also left out that she's been indicted. Before the case was dismissed, Mr. Echard hired a lawyer who accused me of faking the pregnancy. Well, you did.
She lied.
It was faked. After the lawyer threatened to seek sanctions against me, I hired a lawyer who immediately moved to voluntarily dismiss the paternity action with prejudice as permitted by, Rule 26.
Say Rule 26 one more time, motherfucker.
Of the Arizona Rules of Family Law. Even though the Arizona rules required the court to allow me to withdraw the paternity petition, the judge refused to allow me to withdraw the petition. Yeah, because you know what? You don't get to withdraw. You don't get to do that when you've done this in bad faith and there are sanctions that can be had. You don't. The court further set the matter for a 2-hour evidentiary hearing, which took place on June 10th, 2024 in Phoenix. While the paternity case was pending, Mr. Echard's counsel provided a disclosure statement listing Michael Maraccinni as a witness in the case. The portion of the disclosure statement referring to Maraccinni is shown below. The witness is expected to testify about his prior interactions with the petitioner, her alleged 2 pregnancies during their relationships, and the subsequent litigation. Oh, God, one of the craziest things about her interaction with Mike Maraccinni and her story there was that she had failed abortions. Dave Neal. How about, remember the craziness about the failed abortions? Like, yeah, I went for the abortion. It didn't take. You know, they got in there and they're like scraping around, but they just missed it, you know, and that baby just hung in there and it didn't take. That's just so crazy. Like the shit she comes up with. It's good to see you, Dave. If you're not busy, Dave, I'll drop you a link. We're going over the filing David Gingras says we can't read. that we can't. Those fetuses be playing hide and seek. I will send you a link, Dave, just in case you want to drop in. Let's see. How do I do this? They've changed all the buttons on me. I'll email it to you, Dave. It'd be good to see Dave. Why isn't your email coming up? Oh, there it is. Hold, please. I like Snake Chorus for my new hold music. Oh, you can't? Okay. Well, that's all right. Well, you need to call me later so we can come up with a day and time for the fundraising stream, because I have some really fun ideas. We're going to get the wheel out. We're going to spin the wheel and do funny things. And we could even maybe we could finally play that Jeopardy game. Didn't Schnitzel have a Jeopardy game, or Bruce? Bruce, don't you have a Jeopardy game of all things Laura Owens? I think we should play that. Or a trivia game. The Owens trip. We've never played it yet. I know one of you made it and we need to do it. So I'm hoping we can do like a really fun fundraising stream. We'll get out the wheel. We'll do the trivia. It's going to be epic. It's going to be fun. I'm thinking like a Friday night. Maybe Friday night would be fun. Yeah. Clayternity Jeopardy. Yes. Yes. Bruce, you need to pull that out. Oh no, that's what she said. Where's my button?
Phrasing.
Yeah, Friday night would be fun. Let's have a Friday night party. I think we can get that fundraiser going. All right. I found disclosure of Mr. Maraccinni as a witness extremely surprising, because at the time I had not spoken to Mr. Maraccinni in several years. To my knowledge, Mr. Maraccinni, well, wait a minute. She had not spoken to him in several years, but didn't she say that he violated his restraining order all the time? Huh. Weird. Weird. Oh, interesting. Emily. Good catch. Newegg Inc. versus Ezra Sutton, 2013, in California. Court documents are functional and part of a public domain. That's an excellent, I need to write that down just in case I need to use it against him in court. Can I write on this? Yeah, it's just a bill. Newegg versus Sutton. I'm going to look that up. Bruce, you are not triple booked. You are not having triplets. I'm triple booked on Friday. I'm having triplets. That's funny. All right. I found disclosure. We got that. To my knowledge, Mr. Maraccinni did not know Clayton Echard and did not have any personal knowledge regarding any of the issues. Oh, well, too bad, bitch. They compared notes. They met and they compared notes. And they looked at your pattern of behavior and they found all kinds of shit. And they got together with Greg Gillespie too. And did not have any personal knowledge of the issues in my dispute with Mr. Echard. Yes, he does. Furthermore, the disclosure statement falsely stated that I had 2 pregnancies with Mr. Maraccinni, and it implied there was subsequent litigation relating to those pregnancies. This is completely false. The only litigation I've had with Mr. Maraccinni is this matter, which is solely based on his threatening conduct towards me. Well, I imagine if there was litigation, if the litigation that was mentioned was this, the OOP.
She lied.
Of course, that's what the litigation they were referring to. God, I can't stand it. Oh my gosh, there's over 1,000 of you here right now. Did you hit the like button? Did you do that? Did you subscribe? Did you hit that like? Because if you didn't, well, I'm going to have to get out the chancla or the wooden spoon. Where's my mouse? Oh, there it is. All right. Oh, we have some super tips. And if you are new here and you have not tried out super tips, they are hilarious. If you want AI to read your super chat, go to supertip.gg/Megan Fox and test it out. Sounds like this. Cynic in Chief, thanks for the 5.
Schnitzel. Ninja can use a lawyer for DMCA response. Perhaps Omar, the tilted lawyer, can help.
I regret getting Omar involved in this. He's smarter than me and Laura combined.
I bet. And M169, thanks for the 5.
I'm disappointed in you, David. For fuck's sake, do better.
That's exactly what Jeff would have said. Oh, man. I went to the gym today, and I don't know what it is about going. Well, yeah, I do know what it is about going to the gym. But I was on my way, and I started missing Jeff so bad. I was crying in the car, just missing Jeff. I don't know, it just hit me. And I was on the treadmill, and like I'm always crying on the treadmill because after Jeff had his massive heart attack in December, I went to the gym and I got on the treadmill, and I haven't gotten off of it since. And it's Jeff's the only person who's ever been able to make me consistently think about Jeff. And yeah, I'm missing him today a lot. I don't know why. I was on my way, and it was really funny. I was in the car and I wasn't really thinking about it. And then I just saw in my mind, I saw his laughing face, and it just made me, I just broke. I've had a rough morning with it. I know I froze. I told you I'm having like some kind of signal interruption. Yeah, he was good at making us better. Yeah, it's true. It's true. And he's still making me be better because I am going to the gym now because I don't want to have a massive heart attack in the next couple of years and leave my kids, you know? So, yeah, miss him though. All right, back to the super tips. Rosilla's Realm, thanks for the 5.
In Otter Creek, Florida, a man took his car into the mechanic because it was making a terrible noise. The mechanic removed the Michael Bolton Christmas CD, and now it's fine.
Oh, man, that's good. Yeah, you know what? I have Starlink. We just don't have it hooked up here. We have it at my in-laws' house, so we use it when we go there. And so we might use it eventually when we bring it back. But my husband says it's not going to be any more reliable, though, unfortunately. Dave says, totally on the same with health, fear of strokes, fear of leaving my family. Keep up the great work. Yeah, me too. I'm especially when he left us so suddenly and so young, 55, you know, like so young, too young. Yeah, just scared me. Rosefly, our bridge, thanks for the 5.
Look at me, Daddy. I'm a real criminal now. Look at me, Daddy. I'm a real criminal now.
Yep. Oh God, I love that new song, by the way. It's so good. All right, let's back to this. Back to the document. God, I love those super tips. They're so much fun. They make me laugh so hard. I need to get more voices on there. But currently we have a few that are still funny. Where was I? Number 15. Because Mr. Echard asked the court to award him sanctions, I was forced to defend that issue. I eventually retained a lawyer in Arizona named David Gingras, who first appeared in Owens v. Echard in late March of 2024. At my request, Mr. Gingras attempted to interview each disclosed witness, including Mr. Maraccinni. Because the only contact information provided for Mr. Maraccinni was a lawyer named Randy Sue Pollock. Mr. Gingras contacted Ms. Pollock to determine what Mr. Maraccinni intended to testify about. In response, Ms. Pollock told Mr. Gingras that Mr. Maraccinni knew nothing about Owens v. Echard. He did not intend to appear in Arizona as a witness. On April 19th, she sent Gingras an email confirming that he would not testify. Despite this, she acts like he's not allowed to change his mind. So maybe he didn't intend to. And then maybe he decided, yeah, you know what? I think I will. Because I think that's what happened. Despite this, in fact, I know why it happened. It happened because Gingras started threatening him over email. And he was like, oh, fuck this guy. Now I'm going. Like, I don't think he was going to in the beginning. And then Gingras did what he does and overplayed his hand. And he decided, yeah, I guess I'm going. Yeah, he did. Gingras did do something to cause it. I remember this. It was the emails. They were epic too. And I remember Maracini's response to him was epic. Despite this, just days after Ms. Pollock stated in writing that Mr. Maraccinni would not appear at trial on April 24th, Mr. Echard's counsel sent a new disclosure statement, which again listed Mr. Maraccinni as a witness and explained for the first time. You know what? I think I have those, and I bet that I have the dates. So if it was between the 19th and the 24th, I bet you anything. Let me see if I just have it somewhere I can pull it up quickly. I bet you anything that Gingras' email was sometime between the 19th and the 24th. Declarations. Oh my gosh, I have so much in his folder. I don't see it right off the top of my files. But let me see. Because I know he sent him a bunch of harassing shit. Yeah, I'm not finding it right off the bat, but I will have to look that up. In fact, I'm going to make myself a note. Find emails from Gingras to Maraccinni. And it prompted his epic response. Do you guys remember that? I know. Dave, you know what I'm talking about, right? You remember those emails that Dave Gingras sent to Maraccinni? And it prompted him to write that epic response and go to court. I got to find those because I don't know what I did with them. But I know they exist. So it was of course Jingy's fault. Okay, let's see. So a new disclosure statement. All right, so then he decides to testify by the 24th that he intended to testify about my believed motivation in fabricating pregnancies to secure relationships. Well, yeah, because that's what you did. Yep. Ooh, Dave, that's a great idea. Yes, a dramatic reading of his bizarre email to you. Yes. Oh my God. You mean the one with the picture, with this picture? Wait, I have the picture. Hold on. The one where he included this picture of himself. Hold, please. Where the hell is it? Oh, Megan, you didn't take it out of here, did you? Oh, I'm an idiot. The one where he was like in a chair with the lights on him. God, I did. I took it out of Streamyard. That was stupid. That was dumb. Where he's sitting in the chair under the lights for his documentary. That one. It is a real Iliad. I don't think we've ever read that one on stream. Yeah, we haven't. We should. That would be fantastic for the fundraiser. Let's do it. God, will that be funny? Yes, the one like George Costanza. He put photos in it and everything. It was so weird. It was so bizarre. Oh, I can come up with some great music for it. Don't you worry. We will do it. That's a promise. That email is so bizarre. Oh God. And so much happened between then and now that like we probably just forgot about it. Oh, it's good stuff. All right. So then this is here it says, this witness is expected to testify about his prior interactions with petitioner, his personal knowledge of her alleged 2 pregnancies during their relationship, petitioner's believed motivation in fabricating pregnancies to secure relationships, and the subsequent litigation. Oh, that would be funny. A special guest read by Yamaha Biker. Oh my God, I might be able to get him to do it. Oh my goodness, Dave, if you've ever heard Yamaha Biker, he has the most amazing voice and he does these readings. God, he would be hilarious reading that. It would be hysterical. He's so funny. After learning Mr. Maraccinni's attorney had falsely told Mr. Gingras that Mr. Maraccinni was not going to appear at trial. Oh God, I'm in trouble. My legs felt like jello when I left the gym because I had taken a week off because I was traveling. And I just realized that my quads are already sore. That's bad news. I'm not going to be able to sit down tomorrow, am I? Or walk down the stairs. Shit. Never skip leg day. It hurts getting back on that horse. That's what she said. Okay, let's see. Yo, you emailed me the picture. Oh, thank you, Dave. Okay, here, we can pull up the picture. I'm never going to get through this. I forgot how douchey this was. Oh my God. Hold on. Oh my God. Whoo. This is going to make you laugh. This is what he sent Dave. Let's go full screen on that sucker. Oh my God. This is in. Let's make it bigger. He's like all reclining. Like, look at me. Look at me, Daddy. I'm in a real documentary now. Douche Canoe Esquire. You wonder why we call him Douche Canoe. I mean, he sent this to Dave in this letter, basically saying, I've been on TV before. Oh, God. Oh, it's so good. It's so ridiculous. I mean, come on. Come on now. Oh, you got to love him a little. You know, there's a part of me that appreciates the entertainment. That he's a total douche, but he has given us so much content, so much amazing things to laugh at, so much stupid, as Tug would say. By the way, I am going to be on with Tug tonight at 8 p.m. our usual time on my channel. I have an epic show tonight. If you have not been following the What the Hales saga, tonight might be a good night to catch up, because tonight I am going over one of the biggest donors to Jeremy Hales' stalkers has been questioning his choices. And but he doesn't want to believe that the people he supported are actually stalkers and harassers and have done bad things. So tonight I have an entire whiteboard of evidence to show what these people have done over many, many years. And if you kind of wanted an overview of what this case is about and what's been going on, tonight would be a great night to tune in. So 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time tonight, I will be going over the whiteboard in full color, and it's going to be amazing because it's receipts after receipts after receipts. So if you're wondering what is the deal with the What the Hales lawsuit and what's going on there, then tonight's a good night to catch up. All right, let's get back to the document. Oh, did he? I saw it hit my email. I saw that a new filing hit my email, but I didn't know what it was yet because I was going live at the moment, so I'll have to look at it. That's fantastic. Good. So Jeremy has filed now against Legally Lips, which is good because she's crazy. She's the one who sued me. Well, I'm going to be filing against her too, by the way. Just breaking news. So I'm going to have a lawsuit here shortly. Yeah, Georgie, if you want to send it to me, that I think I have it, but just in case. Yeah, sure. Sure. I appreciate that. Let's see. Oh yeah, she's going to get hit from all sides. She's now legally flips. That's funny. Yeah, I can't wait. I'll be reading you my own filing soon against her for malicious litigation, malicious prosecution, or whatever. I don't know what the exact term is yet, but that I will be doing that. Do not sue me and dismiss things multiple times and think you're going to get away with it, because you won't. All right, where were we? After learning Maraccinni's, yeah, we did that one. My attorney filed several pleadings, including a motion in limine and an emergency motion to strike, asking the court to exclude Mr. Maraccinni. And of course, the court didn't, because the judge was like, What? You're perfectly safe in my courtroom. You don't need a protective order. Just a few days later, in early May 2024, I was horrified. I was horrified, I tell you. Horrified. I was horrified. Horrified to learn that Mr. Maraccinni publicly released nearly 2,500 pages of private text messages. No, he didn't. No, he gave them in discovery. They were released through the court, through discovery. He did not release them to the public. That is a lie.
She lied.
Mm-hmm. John Gould, I am filing my own separate lawsuit against Legally Lips. I'm not with Jeremy. It won't be with Jeremy because he has a different cause of action than I do. So I will be filing separately. I'll be filing with Tug. So Tug and I will be filing that soon. All right, let's see. Exchange between us, the private text messages between 2016 and 2017. None of these private messages had anything to do with any of the issues in Owens v. Echard. Oh, it didn't? You mean like fabricated medical records and fabricated pregnancies and fabricated bullshit? Yeah, it did. Where the heck are these 2,500 pages? I think what she's referring to are the text messages. There were about 2,500 pages of text messages, but to my knowledge, they are not released to the public. I mean, I have access to them, but that I'm not the public, and I certainly didn't release them 2,500 pages to the public. I know there's a couple other people who have access. I don't know if they were ever released, but I think they were released through discovery. So, Georgie, no, we'll be filing in Orange County, a state court where she filed. We have to file where she filed. All right. None of these private messages had anything to do. Mr. Maraccinni did not release them in response to a court order. Yeah, it was in response to discovery, a lawful subpoena, or other valid legal request from Mr. Echard's counsel. These messages include, well, he didn't need to have a subpoena to give things to Clayton's attorney. Yeah, right, Bruce. The public does not have 2,500 pages. That's correct. Yeah, it does not. I think only the things that were entered into court were released to the public, as far as I know. I certainly didn't release 2,500 pages. I have access to a lot of things that people give me as a journalist that I don't release, just basically for research and stuff. So that's not the same thing as releasing to the public. All right. These messages included hundreds. This is important. Hundreds of pages of private conversations between me and Mr. Maraccinni, including long discussions regarding, where's my red pen? I need my pen. Regarding sexual matters, medical issues, private family matters, and other highly personal private topics. Oh, so those were real medical documents, Laura? She's now claiming that they were definitely hers. Well, she said in Arizona court that they're not, and they were faked. It is clear to me that Mr. Maraccinni released these 2,500 pages. No, he didn't.
Lied.
He did not. There are no 2,500 pages released to the public of private messages for the sole purpose of harassing, humiliating, and terrorizing me. Yeah, prove it. Where are the 2,500 pages? Provide the link. His conduct had exactly the intended effect. Since Mr. Maraccinni released these messages, they have been widely shared across the internet. Now, only the ones that were submitted into court, as far as I know. By sharing our private messages publicly, Mr. Maraccinni disclosed personal, private conversations between us, which had nothing to do with any issues involved in the Owens v. Echard case. As just one example shown below is a private text message I sent to Mr. Maraccinni describing medical problems I was having, including an epileptic seizure. Mr. Maraccinni publicly released my private medical information for no valid reason. Oh, there was a valid reason. Those texts about the seizure were very important, Laura. You have forgotten what those texts were about. We caught you suggesting that you told TEDx that Mike Maraccinni gave you epilepsy because of the abuse you suffered at his hand. But you told Mike Maraccinni you got epilepsy from a car accident. And then you sued Uber for it. And you claimed in a court document that the Uber crash gave you epilepsy. But then you told TEDx and you told this court that Mike Maraccinni gave you epilepsy. So which one is it? And how is that not relevant? Because it is. It's relevant to disclosing your lies, exposing your lies.
She lied.
Yep.
This will get awkward.
Preach it, Greg. Resulting in it being published on the internet here. All right, this is victimsoflauraowens.com. Laura claims to have had another seizure, prescribed anti-seizure meds. Yeah, well, this was to prove you lied about Mike's domestic violence. You lied about that because you told Mike you got epilepsy from a car crash. It is difficult to put into words what an extreme and outrageous violation of my personal privacy Mr. Maraccinni caused by his conduct. Oh, yes, it's so extreme and outrageous to expose my lies. How dare you? How dare you? It's so extreme and outrageous that you should show people I lied. Imagine having 2,500 pages of your personal private conversations with a romantic partner released on the internet for the entire world to see. No, they weren't. Don't be ridiculous. This is what Mr. Maraccinni did to me.
She lied.
Mr. Maraccinni's harassment, threats, and abuse go even further. The day before, on the June 10th, 2024 evidentiary hearing, Mr. Maraccinni appeared in a video published on Instagram standing next to Mr. Echard and another male named Greg Gillespie, who I also fabricated a pregnancy with, who I dated briefly in Arizona. This post is shown below. It's funny how she doesn't tell the judge these things. Mr. Maraccinni is on the far right of this photo, and we remember that video. The caption of this post is shown below and suggests the last thing we want to see is a fifth victim have to experience what we have. The we in this sentence refers to Mr. Gillespie, Mr. Echard, and Mr. Maraccinni. Oh, and another man. That's why they said a fifth victim. There are 4 men, but one of them didn't want to be involved. After it became clear Mr. Maraccinni intended to appear at the hearing in Arizona on June 10th, I asked my attorney to take all possible steps to ensure that if he did appear, he complied with the terms of the OOP. Yeah, because, he's surrounded by sheriff's officers. There was no risk to her at all. Yeah, none of what was released was romantic at all. That's right. There was hardly anything. There were some things that showed her manipulation of the relationship, which I thought was important because it relayed to what she did to Clayton Echard. It was the same, using the pregnancy as a means of, or the alleged pregnancy as a means of control, some of that stuff. And also the way that she clung to this relationship and, smothered him was very similar to what was going on with Clayton. At my request, my attorney, Mr. Gingras, contacted court security to advise them of the OOP, and we know how that went. Court security was like, yeah, we can handle it, and you don't need anything else. Was told that court security would ensure the OOP was followed, but unfortunately that did not occur. What is she smoking?
This will get awkward.
She's lying.
She lied.
Nothing happened other than her attorney trying to have Mike Maraccinni arrested for no reason, just for being in the building. In addition, on May 6, 2024, Mr. Gingras sent an email to Mr. Maraccinni's attorney explaining his concerns that it appeared Mr. Maraccinni intended to travel to Arizona to violate this court's OOP. What? Well, we already established he was going to be there. In response, Gingras told me Ms. Pollock stated that he would not agree to an interview or deposition despite this being required by the rules. Oh, the reason he wouldn't agree was because of the threats he got from Gingras. That's why he wouldn't agree. And that, according to her, Mr. Maraccinni intended to simply show up at the hearing in Arizona, despite the fact that he had not been served a valid subpoena. Yes, he was. Lies.
She lied.
My God, how many lies are in this thing? My button's going to get worn out. Oh, phrasing.
Phrasing.
Don't clip that. Don't do it. It's not funny. Damn it. Megan, what is wrong with you? Oh my goodness. Okay. Cora, let's take a second. I'm going to have to recover. There are some super tips to get to, so let's do that while I recover from that foot in mouth moment. Bill Jarzemba, thanks to the 5.
Megan, you've been gone for a week. You didn't even call. That's it. You're grounded.
So sorry, Dad. I love my dad's voice on there. It's so perfect. So damn perfect. Cynic in Chief, thanks for the 5.
Here is some martini money for burying lips. Put a lien on her fake implants.
No lips. You can't come to the shed with me once your house gets foreclosed.
I wouldn't want to go there anyway. Definitely avoid Turtle Purgatory. It's not good living conditions over there. If you want to support the show, make sure you hit that like and subscribe and check out Super Tips because they are hilarious. AI voices will read to me what you want to say, and it's super fun. I got a couple of super chats here we should hit too. Let's see. Jay Hip, my pear se attorney with the pear-shaped head, says, Megan is streaming in the afternoon now that I stole Tug away from her. You wish. You're going to have to fight me for it. And I don't think you want to get into a ring with me. I will end you. You understand? You are not the new co-host. There can only be one co-host. It's this girl right here, Jay. Quit trying to take my place. Oh, God. You go away for 1 week and they're all just like, they're like vipers, you know, like just vipers, man. They're after that position. Rickles, thanks for the 2. Welcome back. It's good to be back. I haven't been on camera in a long time, I feel like. It's kind of weird. Robin, your psychic girlfriend. Hey, how are you? Thanks for the 2. Welcome back. If you guys are not subscribed to Robin, your psychic girlfriend, you should be. You should go subscribe. She's great. She's funny and insightful, and she's been making a lot of good content on the Laura Owens case from a psychic's point of view. And Robin, maybe you want to come, maybe you want to take part in the fundraising stream with us. Send me an email. We'll figure it out because I would, you know what I would love, Robin? I would love for you to pull some cards on the show. That would be fun. It would be hilarious, actually. Linda Taz became a YouTube member. Welcome to the Fox Den, Linda. It's weird here, but you'll get used to it. And Cynic in Chief, thanks for the 5. Schnitzel Ninja, a lawyer can use their contact information for a DMCA counter notification. Maybe Omar would help like he did for Lethal Lauren. It's possible. But I've talked to Schnitzel about it a bit, and there's some challenges there. And but we'll see. I mean, if they can help her, I'm sure that they will. For sure. All right, let's see. Let's get back to where we were. We're only on page 23 of 101. We may be going until my 8 p.m. stream. So, oh my goodness. All right, where were we? On the morning of June 10th, I appeared at the Maricopa County Superior Court for the evidentiary hearing in Owens v. Echard. As I was waiting outside, Mr. Maraccinni came within 300 feet of me.
That's what she said.
What? Oops, that was the wrong one.
She lied.
Wrong button. Sorry. What? When did he come within 300 feet of you? When? I have the entire thing on film. I have all the pictures of when you arrived at the courtroom. And I have pictures of Mike Maraccinni being there too. He was never anywhere near you. There's no way he was within 300 feet of you. And if she is talking about when she was standing by her car and Mike arrived and walked into the door, for one, he wouldn't even have known she was there. I don't know how he would because he parked and walked toward the building and she was behind. So how would he even know she was there? I have it all on film. He didn't go anywhere near her. I mean, and anyway, because of this event, he was allowed to be closer to her because he was subpoenaed to be there. This is ridiculous. At my request, Mr. Gingras reported the violation to court security, gave them a copy of this court's OOP, and asked security to enforce the court's order. Unbelievable. Yeah, break out the film. Well, I have it all. Hold on. I'll see if I can pull up. I can't pull up bunches of images at once. Wait, yes, I can because they're on Dropbox. Hold on. I will scroll. It is basically like a movie because I can click through the pictures in the parking lot of the moment she arrived until we all went in the courthouse. My photographer got thousands. Okay, maybe not thousands, maybe like 1,000 pictures of this event. Hold on, look at this. I will give all of these to Mike. If he needs them, he can have them. All right, so let's start with the first picture, which we got there early. We were there before everybody else. I was there and my photographer was there before, let's make this bigger, before Laura got there, and we were there before Mike Maraccinni got there. We were there very early. We did not beat the van. The media van was there before us. Dave was there before us, and Bruce was there before us. But we got there pretty early. We were there before Laura and before Mike. So here we go. Let's click through them. Police dogs, total overkill, looking for bombs or something. Look at this good boy. Look at this good boy. Look at more police officers. Here's the media van. Here's me. You can see the back of me and Dave. We're in matching khaki and wearing our best linen. Are those underwear lines? Megan, get better underwear. All right, let's see. What else? Here's, again, me and Dave and all the people by the media van. Okay, my sister. There's Stephanie, and she was talking to a local attorney. So Laura's still not there. Still, Steph's talking to a local attorney. Here we have people arriving. Local attorney goes into the courthouse. Meg and Dave by the van. People lining up at the entrance. Stephanie standing in line. Got people milling around. More van pictures. Actually, I don't think I've ever done this with you guys. We've never gone through all of the pictures. Somebody arriving. Cars coming into the parking lot. I believe this might have been Mike's car. No, it was Laura. All right, so there's Laura. That's her car. That's Gingras. That's her mom. You can't see Laura yet. She's not out of the car. Now she is. You can see her sunglasses behind that other car. There she is holding her hair back, and there's Jingy in the yellow tie. Wait, can you guys see this okay? Let me make it full screen. We are looking for Mike Maraccinni being within 300 feet of her. And keep in mind, my photographer is using a zoom lens. Where my photographer is way far away from these people. Okay, she was on the sidewalk of the courthouse. She was over here. This is where she was. And yeah, she was way far away. That parking lot is huge, and they parked way at the end. All right, more shots of the people in line. There's Laura still in the parking lot. They never moved from this spot. They stayed right there while we were all outside. Here's Mike Maraccinni. Here he is. There they are. That's got to be 300 feet. And how would he know that she was standing there? Here he is right here. There they are over here. How would he know that she was over there? You saw his car pull up in the front and drop him off right here by the sidewalk. Meanwhile, she's over here hiding behind a car. How's he supposed to know she's there? And that is absolutely 300 feet. I mean, ridiculous. Anyway, so he gets out of the car. He stays right here. He does not go anywhere else except in the building. We just said hello, and then they went into the building. See, he's gone. That's the only picture of Mike I have because he walked into the building. These are Clayton's family. This is Clayton's mom and dad, Clayton's brother, and they're walking in. That's Clayton's brother. Looks just like him. Big dude. And that's it. Oh, there. Wait. That might be Mike. That's Mike Maraccinni waiting in line. He's waiting in line. He couldn't go into the building until they let him in. He went directly from the sidewalk to the line. And I have proof. And they were standing over here the entire time. So now you know that Mike isn't, these are in order, by the way, guys. These are all in order. So they're still standing over there by the car while Mike Maraccinni is in line to get into the building. How would he even know she was over there? You can't even see. Look, it's the back of her head. And she's way far away at the end of the parking lot. Oh, there's Lethal Lauren. There she is. And they're still standing in the parking lot. They stood there the whole time. The entire time. They did not go in. Okay, now we have inside the court. Back up here. Now we're at the part where it's inside the court, and so there aren't any more parking lot pictures, but you saw exactly how that happened. His car pulled up, he got out at the curb, walked to the line away from her. There's no way that he even knew she was there. And that is not violating the restraining order. It's a bullshit restraining order anyway. And obviously the police didn't think so either, because they came and they did nothing because they were like, bitch, be crazy. All right, hold on. Let's get back to it. All right. Court security staff informed Mr. Gingras they could not enforce this court's order and that the only enforcement option was to contact Phoenix Police Department, which Gingras immediately did. A few minutes later, officers from the Phoenix Police Department arrived, and Mr. Gingras again provided them with a copy of this court's OOP. He explained that Mr. Maraccinni had violated the order and asked them to enforce it. Mr. Gingras further provided officers with a copy of the relevant part of the Federal Violence Against Women Act, which means you have to make, it's in all states. You have to honor it. Lauren says, you and I are about to have matching copyright lawsuits from David. I can't wait. Bring it on. Despite the fact that this court's OOP was legally required to receive full faith and credit in Arizona, the Phoenix Police Department refused to enforce it. Well, I wonder why. They've refused to enforce it because there was no violation of it. He didn't violate the order, Laura. That's why. It's bullshit. He had a subpoena to be there. He was subpoenaed to be at that courthouse. There's no other way to get to that courthouse other than going in the parking lot, getting out of your car, and walking into the building. Somebody just said twin lawsuits. Thereafter, on the morning of June 10th, Mr. Maraccinni sat inside the courtroom at the Maricopa Court, approximately 25 feet away from me. Yeah, he was allowed to. The judge said so. The order does not apply inside a courtroom, and it doesn't apply. That's all over this country. If two people with restraining orders against each other have to be in the same courtroom, it doesn't. I'm having Wi-Fi problems again. After personally observing Mr. Maraccinni violating this court's order, my attorney asked the judge hearing the case to once again enforce this court's order by excluding Mr. Maraccinni from the courtroom. Without any explanation, Mata denied the request, and she allowed Mr. Maraccinni to remain less than 300 feet away from me during the entire 2-hour hearing. So what? A judge has a right to do that. Did I unfreeze? Am I unfrozen? I know I froze for a second, but I think I'm back. I'm having connection problems. I don't know why. Am I back? No sound. Am I back? Okay. While I was testifying on the stand, Mr. Maraccinni sat in the room approximately 40 feet away from me. He glared angrily at me the entire time. Okay, let's debunk this, shall we? Hold, please. I can debunk this. We have pictures of how she was not, I was sitting one person away from Mike Maraccinni. My sister was between me and Mike. Let's bring the pictures back up. Let's make it full screen. And let's go to the section where we are in the courtroom and Laura is on the stand. So the only time Laura would have been able to see Mike is right here. Do you see where she is? Do you see her head? Can you see where my mouse is going? That's Laura's head behind that huge screen. The only time she would have been able to see Mike and Mike would have been able to make eye contact with her was when she was doing her little twirl. Because when she sat down, look at where her face is. Do you see this? Do you see? Her face is completely hidden by that screen. Right here. That's her. How is she couldn't make eye contact with Mike. I was sitting, now my photographer was sitting in the position I was in, but one row in front of me. Mike was sitting two people to the left. There is no way. So his view would be like from over where this chair is. They were not making eye contact. And she also lied about why she got upset on the stand. It had nothing to do with Mike. And it had to do with the audience reaction to some dumb shit she said. But look at her little head back here. She never could see any of us while she was testifying. She couldn't see us. She was behind a screen. That was it. That was her testifying. Love this picture, by the way. I also like this one. Clayton looks like he's about to punch a bitch. Oh my gosh. I mean, she's lying. Which, I mean, why am I surprised?
Lied?
Why am I surprised? All right, let's get back to this lie fest. That nobody could make eye contact with her. She couldn't see anybody from where she was sitting. And then when she was sitting in her chair, her back was to us. So there's no way that she was making any eye contact with him. He glared angrily at me the entire time. I don't know how she would know that. She couldn't see him. This caused me so much emotional trauma and anxiety that I lost my composure and was unable to complete my testimony without calling for a recess. She acts like there's no video of this. There is video, and she lost her composure because people laughed at her. She said that's just a minor thing about what she did to the sonogram. She said that she changed her name at the top of it, but that's just a minor thing. And of course, everyone laughed because everyone started singing minor perjury in their heads. And that's why she lost her composure, because people went, that's it. Yeah. Mr. Maraccinni knew he was committing a federal crime by traveling to Arizona with the intent of violating this court's order. This court's OOP expressly informed Mr. Maraccinni of that fact, as shown on the face of the order here. It's not true. This court is never going to say that he violated a court order because he had a subpoena to be in another court. No way. No freaking way. Prior to Mr. Maraccinni traveling to Arizona to violate this court's order, my attorney made extensive efforts to work with Mr. Echard's counsel to ensure that Mr. Maraccinni could testify if properly summoned to do so, while doing so in a manner that did not violate this court's order. Among other things, Mr. Gingras, who is licensed in both Arizona and California, sadly, offered to submit a stipulation to this court to modify the OOP to permit Mr. Maraccinni to appear as a witness in the Arizona case. Mr. Gingras explains this issue further in his declaration submitted herewith. Oh, I can't wait for that. He didn't need a modification. This is so stupid. There was no need to get a modification to the OOP to allow him to testify in Arizona court. All they needed was the Arizona judge to say he can testify here. She's a judge. She has that authority. She doesn't have to ask permission from a California judge She knows what's up. She can protect Laura in her courtroom. In addition to violating this court's order on June 10th, Mr. Maraccinni has also engaged in a course of conduct which has harassed me by posting extensively about me on social media. Where has he done this? Mr. Maraccinni accused me of lying to, if he does have a social media account out there, somebody let me know what it is, because I'm not following it. I haven't seen anything. Mr. Maraccinni accused me of lying to this court about the facts supporting the OOP issue. Oh, yeah,
She lied.
You did, which Mr. Maraccinni initially stipulated to. Okay, so this is why you can never stipulate to these things, because his attorney told him that he wasn't going to win and he needed to just stipulate to this thing and go their separate ways. So he did. That doesn't mean that every fact that she put in it is real or correct. It can be a bunch of bullshit, but you stipulate to the order of protection because you're like, I want to be done with this. So look at how she's using that against him. For example, in June of 2024, Mr. Maraccinni appeared in a 2.5-hour YouTube video entitled "A Video Interview with a Blogger." I'm sorry, what? A blogger? What? Laura, you know this is not true. What blog do I write? Where is there a blog? But this is the kind of shit that she does. This is just so ridiculous. A blogger named Megan Fox? Lauren. The Gingras. Yeah, her lawyer is a blogger. Let me show you her the blogger in this story. There's only one, and his name is David Gingras, and it's the dumbest shit you've ever read. This is so stupid. In this video, which remains online here, great, thanks for the advertisement, Mr. Maraccinni talked about me extensively, even claiming that the OOP issued by this court was completely fabricated. Oh, yeah, well, it was. Here's a transcript she pulled, underlining this part that says, I'm dealing with somebody who has a restraining order against me, which is completely fabricated. Yeah, it is. In addition to making false public statements accusing me of lying to this court, Mr. Maraccinni has also repeatedly posted private photos of me online under the pseudonym Honk My Meat. What? This is the first time I've ever heard of anyone named Honk My Meat, but I did hear that Dave's Discord has a lot of hilarious plays on this name that people need to go see. Honk My Meat. There is no way that Mike Maraccinni has a screen name like that. No way. I feel like I know him well enough to know that this is not his sense of humor, and this is definitely not Mike. And this again, how she just accuses these men of doing these things that she has no proof of. Where's the proof? Where is the proof that this is Mike Maraccinni? Below is an example of a photo of me that Mr. Maraccinni posted under that pseudonym. I know Mr. Maraccinni posted this photo because he is the one who took the image during a vacation we took in Iceland while we were dating. Laura, he could have given that image to anybody. In fact, I probably have it. Mr. Maraccinni, maybe I'm Honk My Meat. You ever think about that? Maybe it's me. I never thought I would say those words. Oh, God. Oh, the photo was from an Instagram post. Anyone who could see that Instagram post could have put this photo on Discord. Mm-hmm. Yep. Yeah, she has it. Honk is probably her. Yep. Or me. It could be me. I feel like I'm not funny enough to have come up with Honk My Meat. I mean, if I had thought of it, I would have used it. I have no anonymous accounts. I'm very boring that way. I have enough just keeping up with my known accounts. Using the same account. Don't you dare clip that. Stop it, Michael Bannon. Stop it. You guys are so funny. All right, let's see. Mr. Maraccinni, where are we? Mr. Maraccinni has also published multiple other photos of me, my family, and even my pets using the Honk My Meat pseudonym. Using that same account, Mr. Maraccinni has posted statements on social media offering to discuss why the cheating may have happened, which I understood was a reference to infidelity that occurred with a member of my family during the time Mr. Maraccinni and I were dating. Here is a Discord. This is a Discord account? Oh my God, this could be anybody. This could literally be anybody. I'm giving my info free of charge and want to discuss if anyone wants to talk about why the cheating may have happened. I don't even know what that's regarding. Like which family member is this about, allegedly? All right. Mr. Maraccinni also shared private text messages he exchanged with my father, which he gave to Megan Fox, who referred to them as emotionally abusive. And I stand by that, Laura. These texts are emotionally abusive. These are the texts about how Mike, telling him while his stepfather was dying, manipulating him into dealing with your bullshit because you were threatening self-harm. They were emotionally manipulative AF and abusive. I stand by that statement. This is abusive. You are abusive. You're an abuser, Laura. You're an abuser. As much as I hate ending up in court filings that I'm not a party to, this one's my favorite because everything in it, I'm like, yep, that's me. Yes, I did. I said that. I'll stand behind it all day long. Oh, man. Mr. Maraccinni has also posted statements on social media referring to me as dangerous is an understatement. He's allowed to say that. You are dangerous. Here's Greg Gillespie saying, stop this woman. No one should cave to her harassment. She's dangerous. And Mike says dangerous is an understatement. Yep. Taken together, Mr. Maraccinni's actions have been absolutely terrifying to me. First, he unquestionably, that's weird because the Phoenix police wouldn't do anything about it. They didn't think he did commit any crime. By traveling to Arizona for the intended purpose of violating the court's OOP? No, he didn't. The cops were like, yeah, no, not today, Satan. When Mr. Maraccinni traveled from California to Arizona, he did so knowing that this court had issued a blah, blah, blah. I can't even read this. Furthermore, prior to traveling, he never asked the Arizona court to modify. Why would he have to do that? He has that. Why would he do that? To ask the Arizona court, wouldn't you have to ask the California court to modify it? Not the Arizona court. What is she even talking about? Oh, Justice for Clayton says, Honk My Meat is 1,000,000% for sure verified, and it's not Mike Maraccinni. Great. And I have a feeling that that person might be willing to testify to that in court, I hope. I hope that Honk My Meat will submit an affidavit. Mr. Maraccinni's actions, particularly with respect to his decision to publicly release 2,500 pages, which did not happen again.
She lied.
God. Between us has been absolutely devastating to me. His conduct has caused me severe emotional distress and has made me feel like my personal privacy is forever lost. Good Lord. For these reasons, I'm asking this court to renew the OOP issued in this case and to make that renewal permanent. I am further requesting that this court find Mr. Maraccinni violated this court's order and that he engaged in interstate travel with the intent of violating the court's order. I further ask the court to refer Mr. Maraccinni to the United States Attorney's Office in San Francisco for investigation and, if appropriate, criminal prosecution. Oh my God, Laura, just stop it. Just stop it. I can't take it. All right, now we are going to get to David Gingras's. What are we going to get to? Oh yes, Exhibit A. Oh God, it's her declaration. Oh my God, I'm going to need more coffee. All right, here's what we're going to do. I am going to put on a music video while I go and get more coffee. So let's play, because we need to take an intermission. I have to pee and I need to get coffee. So those things have to happen. Videos. Let's go to. I just have to remember where I put it. It's not under Gingras, is it? Where's Look at Me, Daddy? Come on. Here, let's see. I have to find Look at Me. No, it's not there. What did I do with it? Dang. Oh, I know what I can do. I can just share the one I put on YouTube. But why isn't it under videos? Megan, what did you do? I've got to start filing things properly. Oh, there it is. I have an entire folder with it. Perfect. All right. I will be back.
An attorney being arrested for an alcohol-related crime. I'm shocked. Shocked, I say. You really cannot make this shit up. No way. His second DUI, right? He had one in 2008. I did not have this on my bingo card, but here we are today. Hey, look at me, daddy. I'm a real criminal now. Look at me, daddy. I'm a real criminal now. DG passed the bar, but then kept coming back. I don't feel bad for him, his life has spiraled since meeting Laura, yet he never learns the knack. Carmageddon is upon us, no fucking way. No way, I'm gagged! Well, that's how Laura got into this mess today. Look at me, daddy, I'm a real criminal now. Look at me, daddy, I'm a real criminal now. Any day now, he's going to sue the entire internet into oblivion, and he and Laura are gonna win the bigliest. Anytime now. But Your Honor, I have a case I want to argue before the Supreme Court somehow. Oh man, you can't just yell. Rule 26 is a defense to this. Rule 26 will get him out of this. Look at me, daddy, I'm a real criminal now. Look at me, daddy, I'm a real criminal now. Hope the cop had his body-worn camera on. I want to see that video. I wonder if he's compliant or mouthy with law enforcement. You know, he was hoping it'd be a while before this sub found out about this new DUI fiasco. Take his driver's and law license away at this point. Seriously, get an Uber. He's an asshole. No more cruising, no more joints. Look at me, daddy, I'm a real criminal now. Look at me, daddy, I'm a real criminal now. Instead of European vacations, go to rehab, sir. Maybe someone will let him use her lifetime Uber while his license is suspended for this. Or rent him a saddle and horse. She could use the money to pay Clayton's fee for sure. He probably played the Do You Know Who I Am card. I'm a famous internet lawyer who has been to France and has seen famous people. I was on Dr. Phil. I vacation on a yacht. I am the Conor McGregor of litigation. Oh, look at me, daddy, I'm a real criminal now. Look at me, daddy, I'm a real criminal now. I want to laugh, but DUIs are just a stupid, awful thing to do. Let him and Laura rot in prison too. Looks like he won't be grazing his Chevy anywhere near my property anytime soon. If he was dry. See the example of all can, Massachusetts. What a zoo! Look at me, daddy, I'm a real criminal now. Look at me, daddy, I'm a real criminal now. Look at me, daddy, I'm a real criminal now. Look at me, daddy, I'm a real criminal now.
Oh my gosh, that was perfect timing. I literally just sat back down. All right, that was a great tribute to Reddit, by the way. All of you Redditors out there with your hilarious senses of humor. I love that song. That was so much fun to make. Oh, I didn't lose any of you. That is fantastic. There's still 1,000 of you here. And I was afraid that you guys were going to start. We're all going to go. People always think the show's over when the music is going. All right, let's see. Here we go. Oh boy, here comes the declaration of Laura Owens. I have a feeling that we're going to find a lot of lies in here that's going to get her in a lot of trouble.
She lied.
I can't believe that her criminal defense attorneys allowed her to do this while she's under indictment. I actually don't believe they had any knowledge of this. I really don't. There's no way they did that they said yes to this. There's no way. And having her submit an affidavit, like with more factual statements that can be used against her. Oh God, no way. All right, let's see. Yes, I'll do Felony Flame next. We'll play Felony Flame between her affidavit and David's. This is going to be a huge, well, it's only been an hour and 45 minutes. I'm doing okay. I'm doing all right. And I'm going to have to cut up a bunch of these into shorts for Instagram. The Grams. I have an Instagram page now. Do you guys know about that? Can you find me there? I think it's Megan Fox Investigates on Instagram. Fairy wanted me to open an Instagram account. And so it's her baby and she's running it. And she is doing a really good job. But she got on me today because I need to make more shorts and stuff for it. So stay tuned. More shorts for Instagram coming up. Felony Flame did turn out to be a really good song. All right, here we go. I am going live tonight, chat. Yes, with Tug at 8 p.m. on this channel. All right, here we go. I, Laura Owens, declare as follows. I make all the statements herein, blah, 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 magic words. History of relationship. Mr. Maraccinni and I were romantically involved from March 2016 until late fall of 2017. Contrary to what he alleges in his declaration filed on January 22nd, we did not stop dating in March of 2017. I met Mr. Maraccinni in March of 2016 through The League, a dating app for professionals. Has anybody checked to see if she's still on that dating app? That matches people together based on their LinkedIn and Facebook profiles. Oh, I can't think of anything more cringe. His profile said that he was in real estate development and then he went to California Polytechnic Institute. See Exhibit 1. He asked me out to dinner and I accepted. Initially, Mr. Maraccinni was very charming and oh God, here she goes into her romance novel. We saw each other often and seemed to have a lot in common. Mr. Maraccinni showed interest in my career. I am the CEO of Quartet Farms, a company that buys and sells show horses. I'm a CEO who lives in my parents' casita. He talked about his own career ambitions and said he was a real estate developer and that he had his real estate license. He also frequently talked about his many job offers at big developments firms, which I would later go on to destroy. He would get no more big job offers after I got involved. I wanted to be with someone who was career-oriented like I am, and I thought we were a good match. We talked about my love for animals and animal welfare, which he also claimed to care deeply about. Why does the judge give a shit about any of this? Why does she think that a judge wants to hear this? He also often talked about his alleged relationships with celebrities. He liked that my father, Ron Owens, is a famous local talk show host and was excited at the prospect of meeting celebrities. Again, I've spoken to Mike Maraccinni multiple times. I doubt very much that he gets his head turned by celebrities. In or around late May or early June of 2016, I was asleep. I think either his elbow or fist or I don't know, left ankle or something hit me near my eye. I can't say for sure, but I believe he may have been asleep and involuntarily hit me somehow. What? I had a black eye for a day or two after this. One of his friends told me that one of his ex-girlfriends also woke up with a black eye because Mr. Maraccinni accidentally hit her while he was asleep. I don't believe that for 1 second. Show us the conversation, Laura. Let me see the text messages between you and that person. Bullshit. In June of 2016, Mr. Maraccinni and I were out for a walk. While we were walking along the water, he grabbed me by my jacket and pushed me towards the water, acting like he was going to throw me in. Oh my God. Again, with the shrub. He pushed me into a shrub. There was some shrubbery, and he pushed me into it. And I didn't know how to swim. I didn't know how to get out of it. He did these things as jokes, but they felt somewhat aggressive. Shoving you into a bush is just somewhat aggressive. Weird. Flux, if you think that's bad, Flux says, I've accidentally hit Mrs. Flux in the eye with my elbow in my sleep. If you think that's bad, I elbowed Mr. Fox in the nose about a week after he had septum surgery done. He had deviated septum or whatever, they had to fix his nose because he couldn't breathe. I wrecked his surgery with my elbow in my sleep. Yeah. Poor man woke up screaming. And he has not breathed right since. But the surgery was so bad, he didn't want to go get it done again. These are the types of things my poor husband has to put up with. I mean, that was really bad. And I've never done that before or after. Never. I'd never done that before. But for whatever reason, I flailed that night. And my elbow went right into his freshly surgeried nose. So bad. I still feel guilty about that. In June of 2016, I found out that I was pregnant. And I felt very conflicted about whether to have the baby or terminate the pregnancy. Oh my God, Laura, a judge does not care. I was diagnosed with polycystic ovary syndrome in 2010, which can cause infertility. Blah, blah, bitty, blah. I told him initially he was supportive, but then he thought it would be best if I had an abortion. After a day or two, he called me while on a trip with his friends, decided abortion was the best option for us. Then he came back for his trip, told me if I had the baby, he would never want to meet the baby or be part of her life, and he would hate me for going through with the pregnancy. God, Laura, there's an awful lot of men who just cannot fathom having a baby with you. I wonder why that is. He said that if I had the abortion, it would prove to him I was the type of girl he wanted to be with, blah, blah, blah. He didn't want to be a father. He promised to be there for me. God, I can't read this. I'm having a really hard time. Her bullshit is too much. It's too much.
She lied.
One night in late June, Mr. Maraccinni and I had dinner with my parents. Oh, was it at the House of Prime Rib? Was it the House of Prime Rib? I have to know. Even though I had not made up my mind yet, Mr. Maraccinni told my parents that we decided to do the responsible thing and have an abortion. Mr. Maraccinni pressured to make an appointment at Planned Parenthood. When I didn't do it fast enough, he scheduled it for me because I wanted to be with him and thought we could have a future together. And since I didn't want to bring a child into the world without a father, I decided to go through with the abortion. In July of 2016, I terminated my pregnancy. Actually, that's not how it went. She got a termination that didn't take. Is she going to talk to the judge about that? About how she had like 2 failed abortions? And she kept telling him that she was pregnant still? In the days following my abortion, I felt sad and started to feel immense guilt. I felt selfish for choosing my relationship with Mr. Maraccinni over the baby. I grieved for the child that would never be and started to feel depressed. The child was never going to be because it never was. There was no child. No child at all. On several occasions when I tried to talk with Mr. Maraccinni about how he felt, he got angry and lost control of his temper. He'd scream at me and his face would turn bright red. He'd ball his hands into fists and pump them at his side while pacing around. Just picture that for a minute. I was afraid of this side of him, which I hadn't seen before. About 1 week after the abortion, Mr. Maraccinni got mad when I told him I felt guilty about the abortion. He screamed at me. He said I needed to get over it and that he didn't want to stay with me for long if I couldn't. He felt betrayed since he promised. I felt betrayed. He promised to be there for me throughout the healing process. When I told him this, his response was, I would have said anything to get you to abort. Good Lord. This is a horrible smut novel. How do we make it stop? Welcome to the audible reading you never wanted. Between July and November 2016, things between Mr. Maraccinni and I were rocky. I continued to struggle with feelings of sadness due to the abortion. I would frequently try to talk to him about this, but whenever I brought it up, he just got mad and yelled at me. He'd say that I should be over it. He'd tell me that he wanted someone more cheery, like his ex-girlfriends were, someone less serial killery, you know, someone less psycho. He would regularly demean me. For example, he constantly told me I was worthless and ugly. And he said nobody would want me because of my depression. He criticized my performance, said he was just stating facts by telling me I was bad at my job. He started calling me crazy, telling me that I was mentally ill. Imagine that. Imagine telling this woman that she might be, just maybe, I don't know, it's a wild guess, but maybe you should go get your head checked. He'd tell me that I was bipolar and I needed to be medicated. I had never been depressed before having an abortion. It was also during this time, between July and November 2016, I was spending a lot of money on Mr. Maraccinni. I was buying him fake watches and stuff. I was buying him like fake, you know, fabricated, false, off the street, dropped off a truck watches. And telling him that they were very expensive, but they weren't because they were fake. In the beginning of our relationship, he would pick up the check when we went for dinner or we would split it. After about a month or so, he stopped doing this and would allow the bill to sit on the table until I paid it. Oh my God, imagine being the judge who has to read the shit. I'm sorry, am I reading about a bill sitting on a table? What am I reading here? Lauren, I'm losing my mind. Lauren, save me. What am I reading? Oh my God. By late summer, it became implied that I would pay for everything. Then it's starting in around October. Mr. Maraccinni wanted to go out to fancy dinners several times a week, which I paid for. In November of 2016, he started calling me his sugar mama. In 2017, after he lost his job, he started asking me to pay for his rent, which I did on a couple of occasions. He also asked me to take him on multiple vacations, buy him a $10,000 watch, which was totally a fake, which I did. I felt like he was taking advantage of me, but I loved him, so I did what I could to make him happy. Oh my God, how much longer does this go on for? Oh God, we're going to get to Tony Robbins and anal. I really wanted our relationship to work, but I felt like Mr. Maraccinni did not like me and did not want to be with me. When I would ask him if he wanted to break up, he said that he did not, but he would tell me he really cared about me and thought that we could work through our issues. This happened multiple times throughout our relationship. I felt like he wanted to continue dating me for the money and connections that my father's local fame provided, and he didn't care about me. In November of 2016, Mr. Maraccinni and I went to a Tony Robbins conference, which he asked me to pay for, and I promised him some, special stuff afterwards. He said the conference would help our relationship by helping me to get over the abortion. He was struggling at work, told me this conference would help him give more direction, find out what he really wanted to do, which he said would make him a better partner. Oh my God. How is the judge reading this? Like, this is so much more than anyone ever wanted to know. Oh my God. She's talking about journaling and sharing with a group. Every time I shared with the group what I had written, Mr. Maraccinni laughed at me, made fun of me, and put me down in front of everyone. I was in tears throughout the conference because of his beratement. Once I was crying, one of the people who work for Tony Robbins Corporation approached me and asked if I was okay. I was sobbing hysterically, like a toddler, like I did on the plane to Iceland. I was screaming and crying and sobbing, making sure that everyone in the room heard me and that I was the center of attention. It was so disruptive that corporate staff had to come over to see if I was okay. They told me that they had overheard Mr. Maraccinni putting me down and asked if I wanted to break up with him publicly on stage. Oh, sure they did. I felt ashamed and said no. I'm losing it.
Steve has called me a dumbass.
When do we get to that part? After the conference in late November, early December, Mr. Maraccinni and I took a break. We were on a break. He told me it was unnatural for me not to be over the abortion and that he didn't want to be with someone who was depressed. He told me he would only be with me if I was medicated. During this time, I sought treatment for the depression that Mr. Maraccinni insisted I suffered from. A couple of weeks later, he asked me to dinner at my favorite restaurant at the House of Prime Rib, and we started seeing each other again. Blah, blah, blah. I felt self-harm. I reached out to my parents, overwhelmed. He hated me. My parents contacted him, pleaded with him. Parents called the police to check on me. I went to the ER, was given fluids, spoke with a psychologist, released later that night, calmed down, risked myself. My psychiatrist adjusted my medication, blah, blah, blah. Now comes the Iceland lies. I just can't even read this. I can't. We've already read all of this. And it's terrible. Oh, this is funny. She actually is making the judge read this. When I would try to kiss him and cheer him up, he'd tell me I was gross and a bad kisser. He said I was bad in bed. You're telling this to the judge? Oh my God. I know she's exhausting. I'm exhausted. I'm too tired to read this. Then he said he wanted to have a threesome. Oh boy, we're back to the romance novel. Then he said he wanted to have a threesome. Since sex with me was so boring, he suggested a threesome with my sister or with a black man. What? How is your sister in the same category as a black man? What? 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 YouTube, don't take it out on me. I didn't write this. What sexuality do you call this? Someone who wants to get it on in a threesome with my sister or a black man? What do you call that? What the hell am I reading? Oh my God. If David Gingras did write this, if he had a hand in this, I can't believe he didn't make her take this part out. He said it would turn him on to watch someone else have sex with me, Judge. Your Honor, are you titillated yet? I told him no, and that I felt uncomfortable. Dear Penthouse. He seemed to enjoy putting me down, if you know what I mean. His criticisms went on for hours, and I cried on and off throughout the entire flight. About 6 hours into the flight, Mr. Maraccinni went to the bathroom. I stayed in my seat and was crying. A passenger in the row in front of me slipped me a note. A true and correct photocopy of which is attached here too is Exhibit 2, which said all this bullshit, none of which is true. I mean, she might have written it, but I don't think any of this stuff is true. Laura does not deserve anything. Laura deserves prison.
Right to jail, right away.
I'm not reading this again. The napkin, I'm not reading the napkin. My God. I was shocked when I read the note. For the first time, I started to realize that Mr. Maraccinni was emotionally abusive, which is not something I wanted to acknowledge. After reading it, I quickly put the note in my backpack to make sure he didn't see it. I was scared that he would lose his temper and make a scene if he found out about it. I also did not want him to know who gave it to me in fear that he would lash out at her. For the rest of the flight, I tried to avoid talking to him since I didn't want him to get mad. Oh no, here's where it gets really bad. This is where she's going to try and get the judge super hot. In the middle of our first or second night of our Iceland trip, I was sound asleep when Mr. Maraccinni woke me up by screaming at me. He was in a rage, the likes of which I have never before seen. He was furious at me for sending a photo of us in Iceland to a friend of mine via Snapchat, which got back to him via another friend. I didn't think I had done anything wrong and couldn't understand why he was so mad, but he just kept screaming at me. He said he didn't want people to know he went to Iceland with me since he told everyone he was going around alone. He told me he was embarrassed to be seen with me throughout the trip. He didn't want me in any of his social media posts or photos. Then he told me that if I went along with what he wanted and was good on the trip, maybe he would post photos of us together and tell people he was with me. He insulted me, put me down regularly, repeatedly, calling me a fucking psychopath and crazy. As he was screaming at me, I pulled out the note from the WOW Airlines passenger. I told him he treated me so badly that even a stranger was concerned for my well-being, but he didn't seem to care and just brushed it off. I had never seen him so enraged, and I was afraid he would snap and hurt me. I felt like he wasn't even treating me like a human being. I cried myself to sleep that night. Wait a minute. When does she go into the... Oh, here it is. Here comes the BDSM part. This is so gross. When I woke up the next day, on or around January 1st, Mr. Maraccinni was in a totally different mood. He said he wanted to have a good trip and start things off differently. He started to kiss me. While we were making out, he used both of his hands to shove me into the headboard, causing my head to slam into it. He had never been rough like this with me before, Judge. Then he started to have sex with me. Oh, God, I can't do this. I've already read this once before on this channel. I'm not reading it again. Just, you can read what's on the screen. It's so bad. This is a bad romance novel. Imagine she submitted this to a court. Like, I can't read this out loud. This should be on Sunday Night Spice. It was hard to talk, but I managed to say, no. He strangled me until he woo-hooed. What? I mean, nobody writes like this about an essay. This is somebody writing about this to like make people like, I'm actually not even sure. Yeah, like a Penthouse forum. The purpose of this is not to get information across to the reader. You know, this is just, ugh. All right, I'm not going to read this. And anyway, it's so defamatory. I'm not going to give it another second because this is all the stuff she said that Mike did that I don't think she has any proof for. And I think we've proven that she lied multiple times. So I'm not reading it again because it's defamatory and it's horrible. Blah, blah, blah. Okay, and then she tells the judge what sex was like with him. Gross, Laura. Nobody needs to know this. Oh, more sex stuff. Like, this goes on and on for pages. More sex stuff, more sex stuff. Like, oh my God, I can't read this. Here she is wiggling under him. What? What now? Again, screaming, more sex. Oh God, I can't read this. This is so awful. More sex stuff. Oh my God, what? Ew, I can't say that. Ew, 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 ew. Ugh, this is horrific. Hold on, my daughter needs something. Oh my God, this is a new one. I don't think I heard this one. All right, more sex stuff. This is going on for pages and pages. Then she accuses him of stalking. I don't think any of this stuff happened. I actually think she stalked him. And more like showing up at restaurants. Like, I'm not reading this. I'm sorry. I can't do it anymore. I can't do it. It's so defamatory and sick. And again, imagine, look at all these pages. Oh, we got Barry's boot camp. Why I want a restraining order. Okay, let's read this last paragraph. I genuinely think that Mr. Maraccinni wants to kill me. Well, could you blame him? I want to kill her. I'm just kidding. I wouldn't do that. That was a joke. Given that he has strangled and choked me, I know that he's capable of inflicting lethal violence. There is a deep hatred that he exudes towards me, and I'm afraid for my life. He has said to me in the past that if I ended up dead, he knew he would be blamed. His hair trigger temper horrifies me. Mike Maraccinni is one of the gentlest guys I've ever met. I do not think he has a hair trigger temper. I am afraid that if I encounter him alone, he will lose control and harm me. I do not want to live in constant fear of him and hope that a restraining order will send a message to Mr. Maraccinni to stay away from me. I want to move on with my life. God, no, you don't. You don't want to move on with your life. What a lie. That's a lie. All right. Now this is, hold on. I don't know if this is properly redacted. This is just more paperwork. I want to get to David Gingras's. You know what? Let's put on I'll put on Felony Flame, and then we will get to David Gingras's declaration or affidavit. Okay, let's do that. That's a good idea. Let's look for, where is Felony Flame? Again, I have to find it. What did I do with it? There it is. Haha. All right. You guys listen to this while I look for David Gingras's affidavit. So I will be right back. Do not go anywhere. Normally I put out a warning to the lawyers to please don't be alone in a room with her, but I'm actually rooting for these two to get together. I actually think they're made for each other. They are MFEO, if you know what I mean.
Oh,
and I think
God.
that
Can I have your tonsil baby?
She has found her perfect match.
Hello, everyone. It's Duke. So we just did our little video. I just tried to do a Twitter live thing. That didn't work very well. There's just so much. I mean, I guess.
Ruling.
Yeah, the intro, how we met, so forth.
Yeah.
The fact that we are not dating.
Yes, that's true.
Thank you.
Sorry, JFC.
Sorry, guys. She's just, and she's not. You're not as weird or as bad. You're as thin though. Like that part. I'm not. You gotta eat. I'm worried about you.
I'd like to eat. Did you read my thing yesterday? How I ate Domino's pizza every day for 6 months.
She walked into court with that look in her eye, 7 felonies deep, and still aiming high. Said I'm pregnant again, held a sonogram still, but that baby was born in Photoshop skill. She's got horses near Scottsdale, burritos on deck, monster can stack, legal forms in a wreck. She fakes what she needs, accuses with flair, and I still show up like love's waiting there. Oh, Laura, you're a wildfire in legal disguise, an angel of chaos with courtroom eyes. You twist the truth like a rodeo rope. Pride and hope, they say you're dangerous. Maybe that's true, but Laura, I still fall for you.
You're not as weird or as bad. You're as thin though. It's douche canoe and pregnancy faker.
I once said, you're not as weird as they say. You smiled and said, they just get in my way. I suffer, you whispered, from too much IQ. Then poured me a shot and said, let's see what you do. I was scared, you claim, I knocked you up blind. Now I'm drunk in your kitchen, losing my mind. Admit and now we laugh with the blinds pulled tight while you Photoshop proof for your next courtroom fight. Oh, Laura, you sweet criminal muse, a Scottsdale outlaw with nothing to lose. You ride lies like horses across desert land, and I hold your monster with a trembling hand. They say you're poison, but what if I'm too? 'Cause Laura, I'd still die for you. Now I'm cuffed by dawn, reeking of gin. They caught me again, sneaking out where you live. The cop said, son, how dumb can you be? I said, have you met Laura? Then you'd see. Oh, Laura, my beautiful felony flame. You ruin good men like it's part of the game. You fake what's real and make it feel true, and no one survives falling in love with you. They say you're a weapon, maybe that's true, but Laura, I'm still aimed at you.
God, I love that song. That song was just fire. It's just fire. Love it. God, it's good. Okay, here we go. I regret to inform you that this declaration is 12 pages long. 12 pages. Like, David, what are you doing? So let's get to some super tips first. SF, thanks for the 5.
We should have a Highlander moment for Stream with Tug. There can be only one.
Yes. Rylan Poole, thanks for the 5.
Gone for a week? Not streaming for a year and a half is the real way to find the Vipers.
That's true. Fake Laura Owens.
Sorry, I'm late. Long night with Tony Robbins and butt stuff with baby Gingy.
Oh, God. I love you, Laura. Fake Laura Owens. You're the best. You're the greatest. You are amazing. Let's see. Also, we have a few super chats too, so let's get to those. Contra Poo, hilarious name. Thanks for the 5. Is the J&J hips short for Jolene? Because he's trying to take your man. Doug, that's funny. I know. He's trying. He's not going to succeed, though. Jesse Daisy, thanks for the 10. I would think the judge can see her stalking craziness. It sounds shady on her part just reading this. Not to mention, she hasn't mentioned even one time that she was indicted for perjury in that case that she's referencing. Unbelievable. She just leaves out that she was referred to prosecution. Yeah, that's going to be brought up for sure. Allie LS, thanks for the 2 pounds. Could you manage 7 days in Turtle Purgatory? Nope. Couldn't do 7 days there, but I would definitely do 7 days in the county jail or Tent City, but not Turtle Purgatory. Absolutely not. No. Liz Bird, thanks for the 10. Been away myself. Have some of my leftover holiday funds. Oh, thank you so much. I appreciate that. I hope you had a good holiday. Treasure Island, thanks for the 5. I literally almost just choked to death. Laura Owens is making lunch dangerous. Liz Bird, thanks for the 2. 50 Shades of Laura. Oh, yeah, it's not good. And maybe not gifted 10 Megan Fox memberships. Thank you so much for those. Welcome to the Fox Den, everybody. We put bitches in jail
Right.
here. Wait.
Right to jail, right away.
There. The button wasn't working. I don't know why. All right. David Gingras' affidavit. Here we go. I'm going to try not to stop so much because I got to hurry up and go start on dinner. I'm making tostadas. My name is Douche Canoe Esquire. I am a United States citizen. Yeah, unfortunately. Blah, blah, magic words. I'm an attorney licensed to practice law, blah, blah. I'm an active member in good standing at the state bars of Arizona, and that is maybe temporary. I don't know. That's shocking to me that he's still a member in good standing with the Arizona bar. 11 bar complaints, 2 DUIs. I mean, it's unbelievable. But this is a true statement. The bar has done fuck nothing to this guy. And California, I'm admitted to practice in good standing with the United States Court of Appeals in the 6th, 9th, and 10th Circuits, blah, blah. I previously represented a woman named Laura Owens in a case filed in Maricopa Superior Court here in Phoenix, which got her 7 felonies. I failed to mention that, but Yep, I represented her right into criminal court. The online docket for this case is available here. It's a stupid signal. Owens v. Echard was a paternity case Laura filed August 1st when she became pregnant that's debatable. After a one-night sexual encounter with a man named Clayton Echard, she filed pro se. I did not represent her. Respondent was also pro se. Laura claimed while the paternity case was pending. Are we going to go over all of Laura's claims again? All right, let me speed read through here and see if this is. Yep, we know he accused her of fabricating her pregnancy. Yes, sanctions. Oh, here he goes. As a result, Mr. Echard's counsel threatened to seek sanctions against Laura for violating Rule 26 of the Arizona Rules of Family Law Procedure, which is substantially identical to Rule 11. It prohibits groundless pleadings and allows sanctions for violations. God, if I have to hear about Rule 26 one more time. Although I did not represent Owens at the time, my review of the docket reflects that after Mr. Echard's counsel threatened to seek sanctions, Laura retained a different attorney who immediately sought to invoke the safe harbor rule by moving to dismiss, blah, blah, blah. Yeah, this is all the same as Laura's statement. Despite this, this is all the same as Laura's. We're not going to read the same thing twice. The court later denied. Yep, I was retained in March. I appeared that same day. And then he's talking about Maraccinni. Okay, each party must disclose. God, he's so long-winded. Why did this need 12 pages? Why? The Arizona Supreme Court has interpreted this disclosure requirement to require specific disclosure of the substance of a witness testimony, not generalized non-substantive references. By the way, this is why that email from Mike Maraccinni to him is so important. Because Mike Maraccinni, in the email he sent to him where he said, I am coming to testify, he gave him a statement about what he was going to testify to, and it was quite detailed, if you recall. So he's lying here. He's lying. Based on my review of the disclosures provided by Mr. Echard, it was clear his disclosures failed to meet the specified requirements. No, they didn't. Because Mr. Echard disclosed literally nothing more than a single sentence suggesting Mr. Maraccinni intended to testify. Yeah, but then you had an entire 2-page email from Mr. Maraccinni telling you what he intended to testify to. This told me nothing about the substance expected at testimony. Yeah, but Maraccinni did. And here's what was in Clayton's filing. We've already seen this. Because Mr. Echard failed to comply with the disclosure requirements of 49, I could have simply asked the court to exclude Mr. Maraccinni. You did ask for it, and the court said no. Explaining consequence of insufficient disclosure is the court shall exclude any evidence. However, because I wanted to know what Mr. Maraccinni had to say, I picked up the phone and called the lawyer listed as his contact person. During the call, she told me she never heard of Owens v. Echard, and to her knowledge, he would not be appearing as a witness at the trial. I thanked her and asked her to send me an email confirming this. I received the email. I will not be testifying, blah, blah, blah. Despite this, just a few days later, I received a new disclosure statement from Mr. Echard, which once again continued to list Mr. Maraccinni as a witness. That he intended to testify to Laura's believed motivation in fabricating pregnancies. This is the same affidavit as Laura's. This new disclosure was directly contrary to what Ms. Pollock had told me days earlier. Based on this, I became extremely concerned. So I again contacted Ms. Pollock by phone on May 6, 2024 to seek clarification. This guy. During the phone call, Ms. Pollock was extremely angry, defensive, and agitated. I found this extremely odd because my single prior conversation with her was exceptionally brief and cordial. Maybe it was because you had sent her an email threatening to have her client arrested. Could that be? During the phone call, Ms. Pollock was... I already said that. During the call, I told her that if Mr. Maraccinni intended to appear as a witness, that was fine with me. I explained I had no concerns with Mr. Maraccinni testifying as long as he complied with the disclosure requirements of Rule 49 by providing a specific summary of his expected testimony, which he did. He sent him an email. I also informed Ms. Pollock that Ms. Owens had a valid existing restraining order from this court, which required Mr. Maraccinni to remain at least 100 yards away from her at all times and to otherwise not have any contact with her without prior permission from this court. I told Mr. Pollock several times, or Ms. Pollock, that I had no objection whatsoever to Mr. Maraccinni testifying in Arizona, provided he did so in a manner that complied with Arizona's rules and did not violate this court's order, which is what he did. As to the issue of disclosure, during the phone call, I asked Ms. Pollock whether Mr. Maraccinni would agree to either an informal interview by phone or a deposition, assuming he would not agree to an interview. In response, Ms. Pollock specifically told me, no, we are not willing to cooperate with you. I responded by telling Ms. Pollock that compliance with Arizona's rules was not optional, and that if Mr. Maraccinni would not agree to be interviewed or deposed, I would object to his participation at trial as the rules expressly allow. In response, Ms. Pollock told me that under no circumstances would Mr. Maraccinni agree to comply, but instead was planning to simply show up in Arizona as a non-subpoenaed spectator. That's not true. He was subpoenaed. I have a copy of it. Why does he keep making the same lie?
She lied.
He's lying. I found Ms. Pollock's remarks extremely disturbing because, among other things, Mr. Maraccinni's threat to travel to California from California, Arizona for the purpose of violating this court's order would appear to constitute a prima facie federal crime. That's so stupid. He got subpoenaed. I'm so tired of these lies. To ensure there was no confusion, I mean, this is how I'm feeling right now. To ensure there's no confusion about my position on these issues, immediately after speaking with Ms. Pollock by phone, I sent her an email. A true and correct copy of this email is attached. In this email, I documented my conversation, including each of the above points. I also attached copies of the original and renewed domestic violence restraining orders. In addition to repeating my position that Mr. Maraccinni was obligated to comply, I also explained the following points. Also, and just to be clear, I am not under any circumstances suggesting Mr. Maraccinni should not participate in the trial if he has relevant information. All I am saying is that if he wants to testify, he needs to do so in a manner that complies with the rules and the law. This is mandatory to ensure basic fairness to all sides. Finally, please note that it is a felony under Arizona law for any person to unlawfully withhold testimony, to evade legal process, to appear, and or to fail to appear when legally summoned. For avoidance of any doubt, nothing in this email should be construed as an attempt to cause Nothing in this email should be construed as an attempt to cause Mr. Maraccinni not to appear. On the contrary, I would very much like him to appear, provided he does so in a manner that complies with the rules. And then I'm going to have him arrested. See, I really want him to appear so I can have him arrested. But I'm not trying to intimidate him. What a snake. This guy, this fucking guy. Including the rule that requires the prompt disclosure of the substance of his testimony, the rule which entitles me to interview him prior to trial. Ms. Pollock never replied to this email, and I had no further communications with her. However, the following day, on May 7th, 2024, I received an expert disclosure from Mr. Echard's counsel, which included a report from a computer expert named John A. Berryhill. A true and correct copy of this expert disclosure is attached here too as Exhibit B. All right, this is the forensic guy. The sole subject of the Berryhill report was a laptop allegedly provided to him by Mr. Maraccinni. According to Mr. Berryhill, this laptop contained nearly 2,500 pages of private text messages exchanged between Mr. Maraccinni and Ms. Owens while they were dating in 2016. When I saw the Berryhill report, I was astonished, because it represented such a blatant and intentional violation of the family law disclosure rules. Bearing in mind that Owens v. Echard was filed August 1st of 2023, the rules required Mr. Echard to promptly disclose all evidence he intended to use at trial. That doesn't include evidence that you just get. If evidence presents itself during the course of the case, you have a right to put it in. Like, it's not like, oh, well, you missed that disclosure deadline, so you're not allowed to show the judge the smoking gun. That's not how that works. Rule 49 specifically required Mr. Echard to make his initial disclosures within 40 days after his initial response to the petition, which would mean by September 2023. Any supplemental disclosures were required to be made in a timely manner, which the rule defines as in no event more than 30 days after the information is discovered by or revealed to the disclosing party. So you have 30 days from finding out the thing exists to disclose it. And they did. They did disclose it. Here, rather than complying with his disclosure obligations, it was obvious Mr. Echard and Mr. Maraccinni conspired to withhold and conceal evidence. What? Until 3 days before the close of discovery. That's ridiculous. They handed it over the second they got it. Is there, Bruce? I don't remember that. Bruce says there's a stream where my sister discusses discovery disclosures after the schedule. Was that when we were in Arizona? Was that the marathon stream? I don't remember which one that was. But we need to get her back on here. Here, rather than complying with this, we did that. Immediately after receiving some similar disclosures relating to Mr. Maraccinni, which were sent a few days before the full Berry Hill report, I filed an emergency request to strike Mr. Echard's pleading and a request for an immediate telephonic scheduling conference to discuss Mr. Echard's violation of the disclosure rules as related to Mr. Maraccinni. By the way, I just want to put out there that Greg Woodnick, there is no way that Greg Woodnick made a mistake when it comes to disclosure deadlines. There's no way. Greg Woodnick is one of the most respected family law attorneys in Maricopa County. He's very well known. He has been there a long time. It is what he does. He knows the rules and he abides by the rules. And this guy, I mean, he lives by the rules, Greg Woodnick. There is no chance that that he made this mistake. None. Zero. Yeah, by his own statement there, it was still disclosed prior to the close of discovery. That's right. It was. And it just said they had 30 days from discovering that they had the information to disclose it. And they did. Unfortunately, despite seeking emergency relief, the trial court, and what does this have to do, by the way, with this restraining order? This is about a completely different case. So, and how is Michael Maraccinni supposed to answer to this when it was someone else's lawyer? You know what I mean? Like this is diabolical because it's bringing in facts of another case to which Mike Maraccinni doesn't have the answers. The trial court waited several weeks before denying my emergency request without explanation. Yeah, that sucks for you, but that happens. Once it became clear Mr. Maraccinni intended to violate this court's order, I love how they word these things. By traveling to appear in court without lawful grounds, he is lying. There's a subpoena. Laura told me she did not believe she could participate. Mike, if you're listening, all you have to do is show the subpoena. File the subpoena in this court. File the subpoena that you got. Because both of these people have completely lied to the court. This is fraud on the court. They keep saying there's no lawful reason for you to be there, and you have a lawful subpoena. File it. Now, this is not legal advice. Talk to your attorney, but I'm sure your attorney is going to say, we're going to file the subpoena. In case we did everything possible to ensure Mr. Maraccinni complied. To comply with Laura's request shortly before the June 10th hearing, I contacted Maricopa County Superior Court Security Department. I was told by head of security, Officer Sean Gibbs, shout out to Officer Gibbs. He was so fun. He was such a great guy. Such a good guy. Love that guy. That he understood the situation and that court security would be happy to ensure compliance with any valid court orders. Officer Gibbs asked me to provide him with a copy of this court's restraining order against Mr. Maraccinni, which I immediately did. On the morning of June 10th, Laura told me she saw Mr. Maraccinni violate this court's order by coming less than 100 yards. Wait a minute. Laura said less than 300. So which is it? And it was feet. Wasn't it feet? What are we doing? Yards or feet now? From the parking lot outside the courthouse. Laura told me that if Mr. Maraccinni was allowed to violate this court's order and harass and threaten her in any way, she did not believe she could participate in a hearing set for 9 a.m. that morning. At Laura's request, I contacted court security to explain the situation and to ask them to enforce this court's order. Court security told me they did not believe they had authority to enforce an out-of-state court order, and that the only option for help was to contact the Phoenix Police Department, which I immediately did. Listen, guys, one of you out there, okay, 300 feet is 100 yards. Okay, fine. Math is hard. I don't do math. I forgot that it was feet. When I saw 100, I was like, wait, didn't she say 300 yards? One of you out there, though, who's good with math and things should get an overhead Google view of the courthouse and estimate the distance between the end of the parking lot and the curb, because that's where he was. He got dropped off at the curb and then he walked to the door. And she was at the end of the parking lot. Somebody should look at that Google overview of the Maricopa County courthouse parking lot and estimate how many feet it is. Because I bet that it was far enough away. And even if it wasn't, there's no way he knew she was there. He got dropped off with his back to her. And to my knowledge, and I have no pictures of him turning around and looking, he just came forward to the curb, met us, said hello, and then walked to the door. At Laura's request, I contacted court security to explain the situation and to ask them to enforce this court's order. Court security told me they did not believe they had authority to enforce an out-of-state court order, and that the only option for help was to contact the Phoenix Police Department, which I did immediately. Officers from the Phoenix Police Department arrived within a few minutes. At that time, I provided them with a copy of this court's order, and I explained that Mr. Maraccinni had violated it by coming within 100 yards of Miss Owens. I then asked them to enforce the order as required by federal law. Ooh, Google has a tool that does that? Will somebody figure it out and send me a screen cap? Yeah, someone local, go get a measuring tape and video it. Go get a bit. I've got photographs of what parking spot they were in, so we can get this to be exact. The responding officers told me that they would defer any enforcement to the decision of the trial judge. After some delay, the officers informed me that Judge Mata had instructed them not to enforce this court's order. Officers declined to offer any further explanation because she knew that no danger was there for your client. That's why. You need the address of the court building? Okay, hold on. It's the Superior Court. Maricopa County Superior Court. All right. It is... No, that's not it. That's not it. 201 West Jefferson? Is that it? Wait. Maybe that's it, but I feel like that's not it. 201 West Jefferson. Maybe I have the wrong court. Hold on. Let me check. I'll know when I see it from above. West Jefferson. Phoenix. Yeah, no, that's not it. That's not the Superior Court. Okay, it's something else. Maricopa. What court would it be? Family Court. Phoenix, Arizona. Where is it? It is the Superior. But that's not it. That's not where we were. That's the one downtown. 201 Jefferson is the one downtown. 40th Street. Yes. 18380 North 40th. That's the one. 18380 North 40th Street in Phoenix. I'm sure that's it. That's the one. There are two Superior Courts. What did I say? 18380 North 40th. Let me just make sure. Hold, please. Yep, that's the one. Yep, that's the one. Oh, this is a great view. This is a stinking great view. Okay, so let me share this with you. My estimation is that she was in... All right, so here's the parking lot. Here's the curb where Maraccinni was standing. Here's the door over here. He got let out of his car right here. She was parked. I would say it was either this spot right. Wait, no, not that spot. They were parked this way. So it had to be one of these because they were parked this way by a tree. So maybe it was this one here by this tree. That's but that doesn't seem like the right angle. I felt like it was more over this way. Wait, maybe I'm turned around. Hold on. Yeah, I'm turned around. Let me think about this for a second. No, because the door would be right here. So my camera person would have been right here. The media van was like right here. Right there. That's where the media van was parked. But yeah, maybe they were over on the side over here. Anyway, I wonder how we can figure this out. How can we figure this out? I'm turned around. They were up against the building there. The van was in the first. Yeah, I'm right. I'm right then. Okay. So, oh, Alex is here. Yes, I'm the camera ho, she says. So, yeah. So they were up against the building? Let's go back to the pictures. Let's go back to the pictures. Let's go back. Oh, we have a ways to go. God, there's a lot. These are good pictures, Alex. All right, here we go. Well, I don't see a building. I see a fence. Like, I wish we could back. I wish we could. Oh, but yeah. Yeah, because as you go up this way, the building then starts, maybe. Oh, so she's not even by the building. She's by the fence. Okay, like, let's go back to Google Earth. Let's find the fence. Where's the fence? Holy cow, the fence is all the way over here. Look. Right? Is that, no, those are car parks. Where's the freaking fence? Was she way over here? I don't see a fence. Let me try Street View. I'm not on StreamYard. Can you guys see this? Yeah, okay. Street View. Let's go down here. All right. How do I turn around? Okay, let's see. Do we see like it didn't look like it looked like a chain link fence. Was there construction or something? I love how there's actually a Google camera in the parking lot. Look at this. So what's this over here? Maybe at the time there was some kind of construction fence because that's what it looked like. It looked like a construction fence was up. Let's pull that back up again. Because here it's just all wall. But look at the fencing. Maybe that was temporary fencing. Like, look, see the fence over on the left? Where the hell is that? And there's also greenery. There's greenery there. This is bizarre. Does anybody have an answer to this? Spin the other way, the other side of the parking lot? All right, let's look. But I know this is where she was because I know where we were parked. Like you guys, the media van was right here in these two spots. That's where Alex was standing with the camera. Let's see if we can go forward. Okay, so this is where Alex was, like, kind of over here. The media van was right here in these two spots. So she had to be on this wall. There must have been some kind of temporary fence. Let me spin around the other way. I know she wasn't on the other side, though. I know she wasn't. Yeah, no, she wasn't all the way over there. She was over there. Right there. So there had to have been temporary fencing. Something must have, yeah, this is this is from the front door. This is the angle from the front door. This is where she was. So anyway, it's a concrete wall. Yes, but there was some kind of temporary fencing. That Google view is from 2017. Oh, okay. It could have changed. It could have changed, but that tree should be the same. Looks like a tennis court. Go back away from the front door. You mean like go back the other direction? All right, hold on. All right, so this is the row she was parked in. Down here somewhere. What tree? Do you guys see the tree? Stop me if you see the tree. Hold on, I have to move the Google Earth view on the other screen so I can see you. Does anybody see the tree? Wait, let me look at the tree again. Hold on, let's look at the tree. All right, the tree, we can see the tree here. It's not the one that leans over. Oh, I see the tree. I see the tree. I think we found the tree. Hold on. We're going to get there. God, this is fun. I love Google Earth. Where the frick? Okay, look, there's the tree. There it is to the right. Right here. Isn't that it? Isn't this the one? She was parked right here. This tree right here, right? Let's go back. It's a slightly different angle, but I think that's the tree. Pretty sure that's the tree. There are 3 branches that go up this way. Yep. 1, 2, 3. And then a one off to the side with 3. Yep. I'm pretty sure that is the same tree. See? Same tree. Can I turn it all? Let me see if I can. Oh, yeah. I can turn. Oh, I can turn it to make it the same angle. The tree is definitely bigger in this picture, but I think it's the same tree. What do you guys think? So she was right on the other side of this tree. It's like, where's Waldo? All right. Okay, we've discovered the parking spot. The parking spot would be about 1 space. I don't know if she came in the white car. Do you think she came in the I don't know which car she came in. There's no cement curb in recent photo. Well, they must have done some work. That's all there is to it, because this is definitely the building, definitely the parking lot. So they just did some work. But the tree does not lie. And the tree is correct. All right, so let's look at this again. I believe she was in this space where the white car is. She was in one of these spaces, either the one in front of the tree or the one behind the tree. So let's back out a little bit. Let's go back to the overview. How do I go back to the bird's eye view? Anybody? Does anybody know what I'm supposed to click to get back there? What do I do? There we go. All right. So, white car. Oh, crap. No, don't do that. I didn't want to do that. I wanted to back up. How do I back up? Damn it. I can't get back. All right. This was a big distraction. This is going to take forever. You guys figure it out. You figure out how far it was to the curb. That's what I want to know. How far is it from this spot to the curb? Once you guys figure it out, let me know. Let's get back to the reading, or I'm never going to get this finished and dinner will not get done. I can't zoom out. It wouldn't let me zoom out anymore. All right. I got to get back to this. And I want to know how many feet it is from that parking spot to the curb. Okay, Hill and Top says it's 207 feet. 207 feet. And how many feet is he supposed to stay away? 300? So we're talking about less than 100 feet in violation, where he got out of a car and then walked to the door. How far is it to the door? Because, yeah, that's crap. All right, so it was close. But even so, I don't know how he was supposed to know she was standing there hiding behind a car. Is he supposed to be aware of where she is at all times when she's hiding behind a car? Stupid. No, his order, I think his order is 300 feet or 100 yards. At Laura's request, they contacted Phoenix. had violated by coming within 100 yards of Ms. Owens. I then asked them to enforce it. The responding officers told me they would defer any enforcement to the decision of the trial judge, which she said, go F yourself. Mr. Maraccinni did not, in fact, testify as a witness. That's because they ran out of time, and that's the only reason. Yeah, it shouldn't matter if he was summoned, and he was summoned to be there. So it didn't matter, which is why the judge said, no, I won't enforce that. Mr. Maraccinni did not, in fact, testify as a witness, and Mr. Echard's counsel never obtained a valid California subpoena. This thing about a valid, they had an Arizona subpoena. Why would they need a California one? What an idiot. Requiring Mr. Maraccinni to travel to Arizona for this appearance. Similarly, Mr. Berryhill never testified as a witness, and his expert report was never admitted into evidence. Despite this, I am informed that the full 2,500 pages of text messages appended to Mr. Berryhill's report were later leaked onto the internet by either Mr. Maraccinni or Mr. Echard. That's not true. There are not 2,500 pages of text messages out there. It's just not true. When Laura took the witness stand, she was forced to look at Mr. Maraccinni sitting approximately 30 to 40 feet. I've already demonstrated she couldn't see him. Her head was hidden behind a monitor for the entire time she was on the stand, except when she stood up and turned around. During questioning and cross-examination, Laura became so upset she lost her composure and was unable to continue. During the recess, Laura, her mother, and our medical expert, a retired doctor, assembled in a side room. Laura was shaking almost uncontrollably. Not uncontrollably, but almost. And she told me that she did not believe it was possible for her to continue testifying with Mr. Maraccinni sitting there glaring at her. After extensive efforts from myself and our medical expert, we were eventually able to calm Laura down enough that she was able to complete her testimony. But it was clear to me that the traumatic nature of the situation directly affected Laura's testimony and demeanor in court. Based on my personal observations of Laura and discussions with her on June 10th, I have no doubt that Mr. Maraccinni's actions that day were extremely upsetting to her. I believe Laura is particularly concerned that Mr. Maraccinni knowingly and intentionally violated this court's order by traveling to Arizona for the purposes of harassing her, despite knowing in advance that doing so constituted a serious federal crime. God. Yeah. Laura Sue says it's almost as if they parked within 100 yards of the entrance on purpose so they could claim a violation. Perhaps. But I will say that I saw Mike come to the courthouse, get dropped off at the curb, hug me, and walk to the door. That's it. And the judge looked at the supposed violation and said, no, there's no violation. And she is correct. There was no violation. Stupid. Completely stupid. You're not in violation of a protective order on court grounds when you've been subpoenaed to be there. And everyone was aware that there is a protective order, and it was said you could be there. So this whole thing is garbage. Anyway, that's the end of that. We finally got through it, all 12 freaking pages of that ridiculous affidavit that he wrote late one night in the casita while he was allegedly drinking because he was pulled over that night, 3 minutes from her house, and given his second DUI. Wow. All right, guys, I got to go. I got to run and get dinner started, but I will be back at 8 p.m. 8 p.m. here on my channel. Tug will be here. We are doing a What the Hales. We're doing a really good show tonight. It's going to be a good overview of all the craziness going on in this case. So don't miss it. Make sure you're back. And I think we will play my new favorite song to get us out of here. Oh, wait, let me check the super tips. Hold on. Oh, I'm right. Fake Laura Owens, thanks for the 5.
I wouldn't say the bar has done nothing to him. It depends on which bar you're talking about. 2 DUIs, but one is sort of my fault. I might have spiked his punch.
That's a good one, Fake Laura Owens. And let's make sure I got all the super chats. I didn't. Okay, let's see. Georgie, thanks for the 2. Hands Meg the cast iron skillet to hit Jay with. Yeah, he's going to need it. Liz Bird, thanks for being a member for 3 months. What's the status of Douche Canoe's disciplinary? I don't know. They won't respond to me. The bar will not respond to any of my press inquiries, even though they said they would. Then they chickened out and decided not to. So, yeah. Unhung Hero, thanks for the 2. This is why women don't give directions. I've missed you, Unhung Hero. It's good to see you here. And it's true. I never said that I was good at directions. You know, I never said that. So I have never claimed it. And those of you watching on Rumble, let me just check over there, make sure I didn't miss any Rumble rants. It looks like we're doing good over there. And all right, here we go. You guys take care. I'll see you tonight at 8 p.m. Be there.
An attorney being arrested for an alcohol-related crime. I'm shocked. Shocked, I say. You really cannot make this shit up. No way. His second DUI, right? He had one in 2008. I did not have this on my bingo card, but here we are today. Hey, look at me, daddy. I'm a real criminal now. Look at me, daddy. I'm a real criminal now. DG passed the bar, but then kept coming back. I don't feel bad for him, his life has spiraled since meeting Laura, yet he never learns the knack. Carmageddon is upon us, no fucking way. No way, I'm gagged! Well, that's how Laura got into this mess today. Look at me, daddy, I'm a real criminal now. Look at me, daddy, I'm a real criminal now. Any day now, he's going to sue the entire internet into oblivion, and he and Laura are gonna win the bigliest. Anytime now. But Your Honor, I have a case I want to argue before the Supreme Court somehow. Oh man, you can't just yell. Rule 26 is a defense to this. Rule 26 will get him out of this. Look at me, daddy, I'm a real criminal now. Look at me, daddy, I'm a real criminal now. Hope the cop had his body-worn camera on. I want to see that video. I wonder if he's compliant or mouthy with law enforcement. You know, he was hoping it'd be a while before this sub found out about this new DUI fiasco. Take his driver's and law license away at this point. Seriously, we're cruising, no more joints. Look at me, daddy, I'm a real criminal now. Look at me, daddy, I'm a real criminal now. Instead of European vacations, go to rehab, sir. Maybe someone will let him use her lifetime Uber while his license is suspended for this. Or rent him a saddle and horse. She could use the money to pay Clayton's fee for sure. He probably played the Do You Know Who I Am card. I'm a famous internet lawyer who has been to France and has seen famous people. I was on Dr. Phil. I vacation on a yacht. I am the Conor McGregor of litigation. Oh, look at me, daddy, I'm a real criminal now. Look at me, daddy, I'm a real criminal now. I want to laugh, but DUIs are just a stupid, awful thing to do. Let him and Laura rot in prison too. Looks like he won't be grazing his Chevy anywhere near my property anytime soon. The levee was dry, but Gingy wasn't. See the example of all can, Massachusetts. What a zoo! Look at me, daddy, I'm a real criminal now.